of like tweeting this thing, so it's just gonna show me tweeting right now. Because, why not use tweeting?
Can anybody hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you
I-
fine.
Wow,
Yeah, we can hear you.
that was seamless.
Better.
Look at that.
The darkness.
Imprisoning me. All that I see.
I see. Yes.
Now I want
Absolute horror.
to post like a paragraph long, like, this definitely isn't one of the players. You have the best D&D stream. Matthew Mercer has got nothing on you. Like, just like it really like obvious.
Is a disappointment.
Like go in there, post like a really sarcastic twit longer. Like, this definitely isn't a player. Wow. Like,
yeah,
I think there's a copy pasta for that.
have a bunch of
I know it sounds like a copy pasta. Matthew Mercer and Critical Role are pallid in comparison. Like,
Wow.
a bunch of
Real
really
new
obvious,
pleb
but-
quality.
how has Wizards of the Coast not picking you up yet? Like,
You should be playing professionally. Okay.
Young
when
up-and-comers
does the
soon to
module
take-
book come out?
Oh my god, that would be super fun to do. I just don't really like doing modules.
I no longer have a desire to build and play my own campaign, just yours.
I don't want to be creative anymore. I just want to use all of your creation.
I'm just going to
Feed-
copy you exclusively.
Feed me your
I feel like Matthew
ideas.
Mercer has done that to people. Like, people are like,
Oh, I know. It sucks. It's sad just because people will not. It's not
yeah, it's lame.
unfortunate because people try to copy, professional actors and people at DM, and they're not.
Or their job.
Well, yeah, they're like they're professional improvisation actors and comedy, and they
It's goofy.
put just
it's
a lot of effort into it, and people, and also there's more of a team effort involved with certain.
They're watching reality television and they're like, I can do that, and it's like, what are you?
Well, and
what are
it's
you?
not
doing?
like I mean, the cool thing about it is that you can do it. It's just that you can't.
Oh, sure.
You can't.
You just don't have Wizards of the Coast giving you 3D map terrains and
Yeah.
models and
that. But it's just, I mean, like, that's why I like listening to the podcast or whatever. They
Yeah.
just started a new campaign, which is pretty cool. They
Oh my
ended
gosh.
a little while ago, and they were kind of in a middle. I forget what it's called now, but that one's fun, and that one's also a little bit more focused on like the comedy aspect of it. Which
You always liked that.
yeah, it makes it a little bit lighter and easier to listen to for like a long period. It can be a little bit. That's the only reason why I find it frustrating that like I wanted to take an episode like this and try to edit it down maybe, because it just feels like for it being so long, none of us are like super hilarious. I mean, there's funny parts where we can make
Oh.
jokes and things, but
Oh.
there's,
Oh.
well, I mean, like combat, and stuff, and even for me,
Sure.
like I'm not that good. I mean, like I'm a fine DM in the sense I can like run everything, but it's not like I'm like uber descriptive or whatever, and that's why I'm trying to do this horror thing where I can try to
I would never be good as like one of those players because like I can be descriptive, but I always play to like realism, like more strongly than the like I'm gonna pick up this boulder now, even though that's not even feasibly possible. But
yeah.
I rolled a 26, so my DM's gonna let me. Like I don't ever go for stuff like that.
I mean, there's some stuff too, and I mean, I don't even really when it's dumb, I don't like it. But I mean, there's moments,
Right.
especially since there's character. I mean, like Cedar, like Liam's character,
Yeah.
Cedar. He
It should have been totally impossible for him to chop down that ship mass. But
use a
you were like,
smite and stuff,
smite.
and that was the reason why I thought it made more sense. If it was just like I'm gonna hit this with a sword, I'd be like, no. But basically,
Smiting things just is kind of the equivalent of having a lightsaber, let's be honest.
is smite the plot device?
Oh.
I smite it and it works.
it's not necessarily like super powerful. Sorry, all I'm doing.
No, I get you though.
I think outside the box.
Exactly. Well,
I feel like as a paladin, you solely thought inside the box, which is why smiting it was the first thing that came.
Yeah.
but I mean,
If I hit it hard
You were
enough.
very in character.
oh yeah, I don't know if you heard. I mean, I know it's the sessions are so long, it's kind of hard to like watch the whole thing. But that the Psionic one shot I did, Liam, Artichoke was in it. Because
I did not.
yeah,
but that's
plays
great.
Daen, and it was really cool. It's kind of like I haven't decided if I'm like it's canon really. It's kind of just been like side stuff, but I'm kind of considering having there be some more to it because this week I'm gonna do another one with the
Nice.
same people, and it might like cut down to a few less players, but I have
I did like that you put artichoke in it. When I was listening, I was like, "Oh, it's
so
artichoke."
My
but they
ward.
did the same thing as you guys. Like whenever I first introduced them, because I don't remember. I think it was in like thing I just thought of on the spot too when I named him. So this time it's like it's been a while since I played him. You guys just it's Artichoke. He's great like Artichoke. So I forgot that for new players they go
Artichoke.
weird name, and I'm like yeah, and they're like, and I was like, oh yeah, his whole village was like I'm explaining the background. They're like, oh cool, what is like the names of your neighbors and your family? And I'm like, oh shoot, I don't remember. I forgot time too.
Shoot yourself in the foot big time.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago when I first did that, I think. So it was just like,
Yeah.
me trying to remember and just make out. Yeah, basically everyone in the village had like a vegetable name, and I think I forgot.
A good save is to go after like
Ball
types
as
of
hell.
potatoes because there's so many.
Wasn't there
And
somebody named like bread
perfect NPC names.
too for some reason?
Yeah.
There was like some like bread and grain family, which it was funny. I just forgot that was like a
And of course, we have our Dragonborn named after hot sauce.
That's right.
yes.
Yes.
He's,
Yeah,
he's
Sriracha.
dead now.
And
Cholula,
And there's Tabasco too.
Sriracha.
Tabasco died though, right?
Tabasco died.
Yeah.
He passed
Tabasco
away.
is dead.
He's with
Rest in
Bahamut
peace.
now.
Yeah.
He went out with a spicy tongue.
Yes.
Yeah.
The great taco platter in the sky.
Taco platter.
I like
Platter.
how funny. This is totally nonsensical, but how funny would it have been like if you went way too into it and like
I mean-
when the gift like killed Tabasco, his blood splashed onto him and he just started burning. Like,
Ah, his blood.
That would have been a cool secret thing. Yeah.
made his blood acidic. It's burning them alive.
you thought it was just a joke.
Then someone
I've been
made
consuming nothing but capsaicin for 30
10
years.
million Scovilles.
It just aliens him.
You're like
Just pulls himself onto the sword like close to him, like just spits blood in his face.
dip your blades in his blood. It deals more damage. So, okay.
All right.
So if everybody,
How long have we been streaming now?
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
7 minutes? Yeah, 7 minutes of straight good
I
content.
need to like
Mhm.
open it up on my phone so I can see the actual stream.
I have it up. All right. Prin's eyes just rolled up back at her and she fell over.
So what exactly? So yeah, if you guys want to quick introduce again, just like your name and your class or whatever is fine. If you want to give an introduction to your actual character, you can too.
Sure.
I guess left to right, top to bottom.
I can just start. My name is Orion, and I am the player for the character Oramus, who is the green dragonborn barbarian druid fighter multi-class. And that's me.
I am Liam. I am the player for the character Ishmael, who is the formerly human, now Shadow Dragonborn Ranger, who
Bye.
seeks to destroy all who stand in his way.
Gallows or Nick.
Yeah. So the name is Nick. I play a human forge cleric by the name of Gallows. My character initially was a part of a small tribe of natives that was invaded by Illithid. Only a few remained, and so now he takes part in trying to help. After the Illithids have been taken care of, now he just kind of accompanies the party and helps them with their clerical needs.
Excellent. And
That's just me left.
yeah.
Yeah, I am Royce, and I play Prin Imura, the Dragonborn Paladin / Draconic Sorcerer, and my thing.
Formerly known.
That's it. Smite big or go home. That's it. I don't know.
Whoop.
I'm unconscious right now. What do I tell you? I'm probably going to do nothing half the session.
You're falling over slowly unconscious, and you're like, the screen pauses. This is me right now. I bet you're wondering how I
I'm
got
really
to
going to do that. You beat me to it. Yeah, that's me. Now you.
Gallows told you a horrible
No!
dad joke, and you just
Ah.
eyes rolled back too far.
Look, this is what happens when characters pass out.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is so in character right now.
Pretty good RP, honestly.
Alright, sorry, 1 second. I'm just.
Wake up!
No
Well,
worries.
Put on a little makeup.
So yeah, what happened last week, guys?
Who wants to narrate? I'm always up for it.
Well,
I'm back.
I mean, you might as well.
Okay. Yes, perfect.
I'm back. Discord crashed. That's all.
I
It's
assume
alright.
I'm
so.
gonna leave the camera off.
So we started as we returned to the planet Corrales, where upon assuming that things would be similar as to how we left them, we were deeply incorrect. We learned that some of the old facility that we were expecting to fall into was an illusion that 2 of our players plummeted through, and our ranger Ishmael chose to dive straight down into. We found that this sort of planetoid that is a rock, many caverns on the insides, water at its core. The water has taken a very dark appearance, darker than most of our light outside of the natural crystal formations which form inside the planet seem to be able to illuminate. Making our way deeper inside, we came up inside one of the facilities and discovered a couple of the Corallian halflings that seem to have met a gruesome end. Their cause of death is currently unknown, but the status of them is quite withered. More illusions, sort of covering up the aftermath of some sort of a fight. Maybe it could hardly be called that. But we continue down farther, and we met a strange new creature that was not encountered the first time, a sort of insectoid thing. We took it out. It was decently tough, but we wailed on it pretty good, and it died. Making our way further inside, we went climbing down some stairs into a very long tunnel hall, and everyone learned that 2 of the players had been hearing voices, and they both saw visions while they were down there. Both had differing reactions. We continued away, found a very dark wall of, I'm not sure what it is, heavy mist. It has the same sort of properties as the water, and upon reacting to it, it sort of struck out at us. And a couple of us who had been hearing voices had to make some more saves. Everyone saved except for Prin Emure, our paladin sorceress, who failed her 3rd and final save. Eyes rolled up into the back of her head. She fell over, unconscious, dead, unknown. But that's where we left
She's
off.
definitely just dead.
Time to re-roll.
Royce was like, I wouldn't even be surprised.
I mean, he has gone through the most characters.
Through that.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay.
Merchant control cities. We're streaming.
Okay. So yeah, we've got 2 people missing right now. Our wizard Pilgrim, who's a deep gnome, and we've also got Rachel or Magnolia, our
Halfling
swashbuckler rogue. So they're still kind of in the background, and if we get into like some crazy combat stuff, we can have them be run mechanically. But I believe they're probably in the back anyway, since they are slightly squishier than the rest of the party.
Yeah, Belgrim was out in front, and the wall sort of went up to him. I was sitting just behind him, and Prin was sort of in the middle. She fell over, and I sort of bent down to like catch her as she sort of convulsed there.
Who touched it or whatever? Is that?
Well, he had his hand out to do it, and the wall kind of went woof down the hall and sort of met his hand.
That was Belgrim?
Yeah, because he was casting some sort of a spell on it. I casted Detect Magic when I was up close, and it canceled it. And I kind of put my hand out, and then we went back.
Spell magic, right?
Yes, he tried to dispel it, and it did not like that.
Yeah, so he tried to dispel magic, and I think he rolled for it because it was going to be more difficult.
He did, and he rolled very high.
It wasn't that. It was maybe like a 17 or something like that. It was good, but it wasn't like super powerful.
Well, yeah, it should be on here, right?
I guess
Um,
some things.
ouch, my body save.
Okay, so you see that box under there? I need you to hold that box.
Did he roll? Where did he roll?
Right. No, it's the fan is sitting in front of it.
Did he not roll for it? Maybe you didn't have him roll for it.
I think we were waiting until next week to do that.
For him to roll? No, because it
reacted.
It reacted to him.
I don't see the roll in here.
This is the problem with not having everybody be available at the same time, unfortunately.
Well, I see his ouch my body save for doing it.
Ouchie, ouchie.
Did he roll it in out of official game or something?
Could be a possibility, but I don't think so.
Not parallel.
Yeah, I feel like
Doesn't
that's
look
pretty
like it.
unlikely.
Perception, investigation. Then do the whisper call for me? Intelligence saves. The
Whisper.
I am wise. Intelligence save. Gallows body shield.
Yeah, he didn't put it in another channel. Crap.
Yeah, maybe he didn't roll for it then.
Maybe he didn't need to. Maybe it just reacted when he went to cast.
Something else. I thought it was Dispel Magic, but it could have been something.
It was Dispel Magic.
Okay.
I detected it, and then he tried to dispel it so we could continue on. It definitely was that.
Okay. Well, he tries to slow it down, chill it out, whatever. Dispel that magic or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But that
It didn't give me a school of magic. It canceled out my spell.
right. Yeah, it reacted like a more like almost like a sentient or like
Creature.
way. Yeah. And yes, with the dispel magic, the darkness. So set the scene, I guess. You guys were in. Oh, where do you go? Back. You guys were in basically like a cavern, deep in the rock. It's kind of wet, dripping just a little bit. This is a tunnel that seems to be more, not as smoothly carved or cut like the stones that were up above, which were almost more like bunkers, just made of like stone walls, some more like cut out of the stone, like a dungeon basically. After the monster thing you guys fought, like the weird spider or whatever the heck it was, climbing down, you had the illusion of something which seemed to like appear as yourself, but scarier and more terrifying with 6 eyes and creepy as hell.
Whispering strange
Strange
words.
and charming
Yes,
or something.
Penguins are attacking.
Trying to mess with your guys' minds. So you've headed down this tunnel, which is at the bottom of this ladder, and it slowly got a little bit smaller. It kind of has a little bit of that oppressive feel where it's not like you're, crawling or anything, but the people that are not small, the medium characters are having to duck just slightly, and it's very very dark. Just beyond the reach of your light cantrips and things. So as this darkness, after seeing it, trying to cast Dispel Magic on it, you guys went back pretty far, 100 feet or something like that, and it reacted. Instead of dispelling or just not having anything happen at all, it seemed to move forward with incredibly fast speed, but with no sound at all. And it touched his hand and almost seemed just slightly for his fingers to dip inside of it. And he took a bunch of necrotic damage. He's not down, but he's hurt for sure. Maybe like takes a knee on the ground, and his hand appears to almost be like stuck. Like he just like pulls on it and almost like can't pull it away from this darkness. And our dear,
Like a giant ooze.
our dear dragonborn sorceress slash paladin, and our cleric both heard the whispers again and tried to resist them. Our cleric was able to resist it, but we see Prin Emure, a blue dragon born with armor and stuff, or do you have the I don't know. Paladin sorceress, so that basic look. You see her eyes kind of roll back in her head, and she falls down to the ground. Her knees fall to the ground, and she sort of is just like convulses for a moment. Do you guys? I mean, we can start initiative. What do you guys want to do? Like, Belgrim's away from this. She's convulsing, kind of. Rhyme.
I sort of give sort of a shout, and I sort of drop down onto like one knee to make sure she doesn't fall over. And I'm sort of examining her, like at this point.
Okay, she's just like, yeah, she's kind of.
I'm right behind Belgrim. Is kind of where I was standing.
You roll like medicine or something, or are you just kind of like looking over her, like trying to help?
Well, unfortunately, my detect magic was sort of broken, and I believe I have one more. One more first level spell slot.
If that while that's going on, I'm gonna drop by to the side and then do a just kind of check them out with a medicine roll.
Actually, wait. Okay. Yeah, detect you're gonna do a medicine roll on her?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Then I'm gonna cast detect magic and see if I can figure out if it's magically affecting her. However, because detect magic is a 30-foot like radius, it sort of lets you know there's a high likelihood that because this thing's near me, it's gonna cancel it again. So
still gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna give it a shot and see if I can figure out at least what's wrong with her.
Let me see what the medicine check is.
There you go. I rolled a 13.
Oh, oof.
Oof, 13. Holy medicine is the best known cure for death. So I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
13, you're not, totally clear. It might be something, it's definitely like a seizure or something like that. You've probably seen something like this, but you're not sure what the cause is exactly. You're like, it could be something like psychological, or it could be something like as like just pure magic. Maybe like an Arcana check, or maybe like a detect magic would be able to confirm or deny whether or not there's magic involved.
Go ahead and roll a. I can go ahead and roll a check on that.
Well, I cast detect magic.
What else?
I cast detect magic, so we could potentially coincide and save turns.
You can sense
15.
15 over Arcana. I don't know where to take magic.
I assume it will probably end up getting canceled again. So yeah, just let me know.
I don't think there's anything you would like sense before it got canceled, because I won't lie, it's gonna be canceled again. But
I assumed
if you'd be able, maybe give me like an Arcana check to see if you can sense anything right before it goes off.
Not my strong suit, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay. 15 for Arcana for Gallows.
+1 for me.
Gallows, it doesn't seem like
7, yeah, no.
Yeah, you're not totally sure, but you guys together can kind of maybe figure out. It doesn't seem like an arcane magic, like a kind of magic you know of. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not connected to some.
So potentially like the psionics, like where it wasn't magic, but it kind of was magic.
It could be, or it could just be like a deeper magic or something like that, like just something you're not totally familiar with, because it
could just be an ability, to be honest.
Yeah,
and then we wouldn't necessarily be able to sense it.
It's almost something like that, kind of, where it's like, it's not like, oh, a spell has been cast on him, but it's something like, okay, there still could be some kind of magic thing going on. There could be something rough that's hurting, or
That very violently called to mind that one song. I put a spell on you. I don't know why. Because you're mine. Sorry, that song.
So you guys,
I'm gonna leave her with you, Gallows, because you're probably best equipped to fix whatever is happening with her, and I'm gonna potentially draw my weapon at this point. If Belgrim can't get his hand out, one option is chopping it off. However, I don't want to do that while he's not here. I'm kidding. But
what?
yeah,
I mean,
I'm
he hasn't
obviously
done anything with him. He's just like tugging at it. He's like,
Can I potentially do a strength roll or an athletics roll to see if I
Get
can
him out.
pull him away from it?
sure, yeah.
yeah. Can I help you out with that? I got
Sure.
advantage. I got proficiency, so you can go ahead and roll with advantage. Yay.
All right. And we're doing athletics. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Great.
I do a proficiency, so I can't help it.
I will.
You're like, is acrobatics fine? I was about to say, no, absolutely not.
You have to do you can use acrobatics, but only if it's like in the Black Widow like leg.
Yeah,
Where you,
Well, I didn't roll great, but thank goodness I have a
Oh.
plus 11.
you and me both, baby. Very
So a dirty
nice.
20.
okay. Yeah, dirty 20. Pull the boy. You grab
Get
it.
him out.
Oh, yank him as hard as you can. I'm assuming you're being somewhat gentle, but you're strongly pulling him.
I can heal him.
You can get a good like underhook, under his
Imagine
arms.
if just like this isn't what happens, but imagine if like your skin,
Ooh, he's degloving.
like it's just like not like all of like the front, just like
Yeah, like he's super glued to something. He's pulling away really hard.
oh
Is this an
no, this is
ooze?
body horror. I'm not doing that. You pull,
15
but
hit points.
unfortunately, as soon as you start pulling, you feel like an opposite force seem to match your own grip, and Belgram's hand gets sucked in more, and he
Is it the non-Newtonian slime that Valgrim
No.
wanted so badly?
turns back and looks at you guys, and his eyes are like all wide, and he's like, sorry, I want to do his voice sort of right.
the Valgrim voice.
He's like, oh my god, it's pulling me, don't, and it just like sucks him all the way in.
So we're like holding on to him, I suppose. Liam, this is the part. Do we let go or nah? I'm holding on to you, or I've like grabbed to a different part of him. Are you letting go?
The Oobleck monster is gonna consume him, I feel like, if we let
Yes, you called it the Oobleck. I'm so glad that someone else here was thinking that.
Yes. Okay,
I'm
you
trying
I
to
love
think.
that
go
book.
to him, or you might just run into the side of the thing too, or you might go inside of it. But like you have like a split second. Yes, no. Do you want to hold?
What are we doing? My brother loved that book is all.
3.
Is there a way I could hit the slime with my dragon breath while avoiding
Hitting Belgrim.
without hitting Belgrim?
How high is the roof?
You need to let
vertically?
go of him. Probably you can't like while you're holding on to him do it because he's like right there.
Okay.
There's not
I'm gonna do it.
time for an action. This is like
You're gonna let go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Are you?
I'm gonna sort of fall away with you then, if that's what happens.
I'm gonna let go so I can prepare to try and hit it with the fire breath.
Okay. You guys let go and stumble
Oh.
forward. It's still like kind of lunges you forward, and you.
Liam, one thing I'm just realizing. The poison breath that I have. Oh, you have fire breath now. Yes.
I have fire
poison-
necrotic.
The poison breath that I have.
No.
Oh no, was that not a thing? I thought you agreed to that. Never mind then.
No.
Never mind then.
Help anyway. It's still just fire. It's not going to change the power of the fire.
We're
No,
trying to make
chlorine
we're
gas-
trying to vaporize. Yeah.
Chlorine gas explodes. I was using
Yeah, I
first
know.
edition
Yes.
like lore
Kill
for
it
that.
yourself,
Yeah.
dude. You're in a tiny little tunnel. That's not going to be very smart.
Yes. Make the bomb
Not if it
breath.
explodes into it.
Yeah, and then it explodes.
Could be good.
Cavern you're in, all the rocks fall down or something. Like,
well, it's more fire than and like an explosion, but
anyways,
fair. Okay.
I
just realized I actually have someone I can combo that with now.
If you guys want to try that at some point, I'll let you do some kind of check. But I want you both to give me dexterity saving throws. If you don't want to touch the wall also. Even though you're letting go of him, you're still stumbling forward kind of because it's pulling really hard and sudden. So
I mean, I'd like to not.
Yeah, if you don't want to, roll a dex save. If not, if you're cool with touching it, then just you can. But you don't know yet if it's something that's bad, if it will hold on to you as well, or if it'll just turn back into like a solid kind of wall.
Right. I rolled bad.
Oh, what'd you get? Sorry.
I rolled okay.
So I rolled an 11.
That was an 18 and an 11.
I definitely failed.
Advantage, good lord. He does have plus 10 though, so I guess that makes you a little better.
I definitely don't.
Yeah, I have plus 10 to deck save, so that's pretty beneficial.
So 18, yeah, you're fine. You're able to kind of like stop yourself, but Ormus, you stumble and plant your like kind of like your forearm.
Yeah, falling forward.
Like, oh, and like stumble into it, and you're like, no, Pilgrim. But as you pull a little bit, you notice that you're stuck to it as well. It's almost it's not even like you're stuck. It's like it's a solid thing, and somehow like it's like you put your arm in melted plastic and it solidified.
Yeah, like I phased into a wall and.
Yeah, it's like you're like in it kind of. So what do you want to do about?
Well, Belgrim pulling seemed to sort of trigger it. So he's gonna stand still, like at that, and he's not gonna lean in, but he's gonna sort of hunker down and like plant his feet in a way that if it starts pulling, he can like attempt to resist it.
Mm-hmm.
What if this works kind of like quicksand, where moving around just makes it worse?
It could. Let me look at something real quick.
It's been real quick.
One of my arms is stuck, so I can't exactly swing. I can't exactly swing with my greatsword. It's, I'm kind of stuck in it. So I sort of turn around and look, and I just implanted. And if you're like already pulling out your weapons, like he'll just kind of watch you, Ishmael, and sort of try to gauge what you're doing. Feel free to communicate if need be. He kind of pulls and he kind of gestures to his arm. He says, "I'm stuck too."
Yeah, I'm just going to communicate the fact that I'm going to try and scorch it. I feel like with a slime-based creature like this, my immediate instinct is maybe it'll shrink away from us if we expose it to something like that.
He sort of puts his arm up, and he has the guard drake come over and kind of not touch it, but kind of help to shield his body, like from the potential fire that you're going to let loose. And he'll nod. Go ahead, give it a shot.
All right, it's a DC 15 deck save.
For what?
For the
he's
breath
scorching
weapon.
He's scorching the.
Like it's a creature, so I guess are you gonna hit him? Does he need to make a save?
I got the guard drake in front of me, and I'm sort of putting up my arm, so I will if you need
to see if I can try and position a way to avoid him.
Is it a cone
so
or a
doesn't
line?
have to make a save. It is a cone.
I'm okay with taking that damage if need be.
I feel like it
is 4d6 on a failed save. It is 2d6 on a success.
Well, I can't imagine I could succeed. I'm trying to cover my body as much as possible, but
since you normally do have advantage, I'll just have you do a regular dexterity save. Because you'll
let me make one just normally.
Yeah, because you might be able to kind of get mostly out of the way.
Okay. I'll roll the damage so you can have it.
Sure. We'll see how my luck. We'll see how my luck is today. Better, 19. I definitely saved that.
Okay, so yeah, you just take the.
Yeah, that definitely saves.
Okay. Totally cool. Okay. Yeah, he's sort of getting ready to pull if he feels it, like moving away.
13 fire damage.
Oh,
6. All right, cool.
Excellent. So you try to blast this with fire / necrotic technically because you're like a red chef.
Yeah, my rotting flames.
Is his fire both?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I assume it's similar
Here,
to
I thought you got to
fire
choose.
with the green fire.
Yeah, the green fire. I'm thinking
Yeah, well,
very much sin.
it's like, I mean, it's the same that Kornak originally had.
Yeah, he has the black flame.
Yeah, which is what the scales of the armor that you were wearing were from Kornak, and so it's kind of like this.
Okay, cool. You got a custom dragon breath.
Junior.
Yeah,
That's cool though.
It's really useful, yeah, because it basically, if you have like, oh, somebody's like, oh, I've got immunity to fire, well, it's like, well, then it's gonna act.
Well, it's a good thing too, because his only offspring died. So
yeah,
that's true. Well, I mean, as far as you know, his only offspring. Just kidding.
That's true. Oh,
the babies. He was like just all over the place.
He's a horrible dad.
Real Daen Juan dragon.
Daen Juan.
Dragon Juan.
One of his
true
the child we
debaucher.
knew of died.
He's a dragon Juan.
Oh gosh.
No. So you guys, you try blasting your fiery necrotic breath at this thing. It doesn't react, and it doesn't seem to take the damage or anything. Like it just appears the same as it was. Like it's
a wall.
That's yikes.
But you don't
Okay.
know what it is. Yeah.
So I potentially have a concept. It's possible that while this thing is, if it's something that's damageable, it's possibly that it can only be hurt while it's pulling in, while it's not acting like a wall. So
I dive into the creature and
no,
attack
so
it
as
from the inside.
no, well, so yeah. What do you?
Sacrifice friend to it to see what happens.
So as Oramus, I'll sort of exclaim that. I'll say, it's not moving. It's solid still. It's possible that while this thing draws creatures in, it makes itself vulnerable. It doesn't behave the same way at that point. If I need to, I'll pull, and hopefully it pulls me in. And at that moment, see if you can all strike it. Unless anyone else has any other ideas. Gallows, what have you been doing with Prin in the meantime?
Still working on trying to wake her up, really.
Okay, is there anything else you can do? Any spells?
Well,
this is the second time I'm about to jump into Black Misty, whatever it is.
I mean, the most I can do is try to also cast Lesser Restoration to see if any of those effects might be able to cure her.
It's possible, but what's Lesser Restoration cover? You might want to double check that.
That will cover, where was it? I just had it here for a second.
I don't know what a stroke would fit into. If that's paralyzed or...
It's got some good ones, but it's also not. I mean, there's greater.
Blind, deafened, paralyzed, and poison.
Yeah.
Maybe paralyzed. She's not moving.
That was my first thought too. So I'm gonna go ahead.
You
and
have this.
Cast that.
Okay, as long as you feel you have the spell slots.
Oh yeah, I still do.
Yeah, it's only a second level.
What's Magnolia's Arcana? Because she's got that helmet. She's got that helmet that makes her intelligence a 19.
Why do you want her to roll Arcana?
On Prin. Because you were having her roll. You were having Belgrim roll on Prin.
Did all right. Not Belgrim didn't roll, but
no, but Magnolia's still here.
Her Arcana's +4.
And
15. So I mean, it's not. I guess I can roll with her.
Might as well, right? I mean, no one wants to necessarily jump into the goop, and she's not doing anything currently. Light.
Oops.
Maybe Light Breeze knows something about this? Yeah.
He is not. He's still stashed away at the moment.
Okay.
She got a 10, so.
Well, does anyone else have any ideas? Otherwise, I'm willing to try mine.
Your idea is jumping in?
I'm going to pull, and when this thing tries to pull me back in, you guys strike it.
Can I just... I want to test something really quickly. I want to see if it's just organic things it's trying to pull into itself, or it's just physical stimuli. So can I just fire an arrow into the side of it and see what happens?
Sure.
Just be ready. If it tries to, collectively pull in that front of the wall, get ready to whack it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to strike it with my claws and have the guard drake attack it, so...
It acts as if you like shot stone with an arrow.
Okay, so it bounces off.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just bounces off, or depending, I guess it might break if you hit the wrong spot.
That's what I expected to happen, but I wanted to check.
Are you
So,
Ormus?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You said you were going to attack it with the dart?
Only once they go to like all strike it. When I pull and it tries to pull me in, I'll try to strike it also when it does that.
I'll prepare to make an attack.
I can still like one-handed
That's what you
claw it.
do.
I've got my feet. Yeah. I mean, I'm not taking damage, right?
Not currently.
Yeah. None of the rest of the stuff in it makes any sense at all.
Well, what are we thinking?
I mean, I guess it's up to you if you're going to do that or not.
Oh no, I was talking to the other players.
I'm fine with that. I don't have any other ideas at this
Oh,
point.
it's the only
So
option.
Anyone
Brain
have
isn't
any?
thinking.
Well, hold on. There's one thing we haven't tried yet. No one's tried casting magic at it. We've used fire breath.
That's magic, right?
Technically, it's not. No.
Wow.
I mean, you
it's an
could
inherent
you could
ability.
try Gallows. You could try hitting it with like a radiant spell, something like guiding bolt, first level.
That would be an excellent idea.
I will get it with my base strike when you guys, if we do my thing, I'll get basic radiant damage. But, you know, if it just peels away from me before I have to pull, that'd be nice.
Well, guiding bolt is not going to be the same as a cone of fire being shot. So,
Agreed.
it might be a little bit easier to keep you from getting hit.
I'd like to think so. And the wall will be all pretty and sparkly.
Wow,
Big plus. I'm really not scared of this thing anymore.
Advantage.
You have advantage on a wall.
So, Gallows, are you going to roll for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for a sacred flame on it.
Okay, that means to target a creature, I think, so that probably wouldn't work.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
that's why you want to use a ranged spell attack, like guiding bolt.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be more, or like even like an area of effect. But yeah, something that like
No, please.
it's like you have to choose a person to make this save.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll in game. There we go. Figures.
Did you get a 1?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That one? How?
How?
I mean, I guess you just hit your friend. I mean,
Ugh.
I don't like doing
Ah,
that, but that's kind of an insane thing to not be able to hit. I don't know if you're supposed to. I mean, if you have advantage when you're hitting an object. You just like it's usually just really easy to. All right, well, yeah, I guess. Sorry, Oramus, you're gonna.
Ow. Now I'm all
You
sparkly.
get
Now the creature can't take me seriously. Oh, I sort of like grunt and groan as you just hit me with this spell, I guess. And I sort of like turn and narrow an eye at you, and I'm just
Sorry,
like,
my mind's still
try.
a bit hazy from all the whisperings.
Try again. Maybe walk a little closer.
All right. Yeah, I.
How much
sat down-
damage did
I
that
sat
do to
down
me?
the friend carefully so that it doesn't bonk their head.
You need to roll
I-
4d6.
Yeah, the damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk closer to it and actually cast it again. Let's see. There we go. Not that much better.
Oh man, no. All right,
Well, 15.
16.
To hit it at least. You blast a guiding bolt of radiant holy light, and it collides with this black wall or whatever the heck it is. Roll damage.
Roll damage. You got it.
I swear, if I'm about to take equal damage, I got hit by 2 guiding bolts.
Somehow
I'm
it
about to be
distributes
upset.
it to you.
Take-
Channels the energy into your body.
Hits it, it's not going to deal damage to you. It was because he rolled a natural 1 when he was trying to hit a wall that you
9.
attached to.
Oh, I was just joking because it's like you push, it pulls. Like,
Okay, it died. Well, that wasn't even. That was Not as good as the amount of damage.
Pathetic.
Friend, but 9 damage. It doesn't do much to it, but it does actually. It kind of explodes off of it, and you kind of can see there's like a dent, I guess, like maybe like an inch or two deep. It's not like super. Oh my god, it's cracking or something, but it's like it. It's like if you like punched sand or something.
Okay.
So
Okay.
It kind of leaves a divot.
yeah, there's like this. It's like a boop, and it's just gone. It's just like it, but it still seems to be solid. Um, yeah, it doesn't move though. Nothing seems to.
Let's see if my dig speed does anything to this.
Yeah. Well, I do basic radiant damage on the first strike of each of my rages, so I can rage and attack this thing and keep it going, and I could technically maybe dig myself out. I think I might try that. We'll see though, because there's physical damage too. I might be making more of a problem for myself. But yeah, I'll rage and I'll sort of, like 2 fingers nail first, try to just like dig into the stuff as like kind of a strike. And I'm gonna see if I can sort of dent this stuff away. May have shot myself in the foot here because my feet makes me do I think it's a D6. So if I didn't want to do physical damage, I gotta trust the dice here. I don't even remember if it's a D6 or not.
Are you?
What?
Never mind. I thought Discord crashed again.
Nope, it did not.
Nah, just your brain probably.
Burn. No.
Yeah,
Okay,
my brain's dying. I'm brain dead.
Plus a D6.
I'm a little bit tired, but.
So physical damage.
Did you roll the hit yet, or?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Sorry. I'm just thinking. So it's 3 plus 5, so plus 8. Oh. So the physical damage is a 12, and the radiant damage.
I still didn't roll to hit, but.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm in the wall. I assumed it was a point blank thing, but.
I mean, if you just don't get a nat 1.
Oh, fair
that
enough.
happened, so we have to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I mean, also remember because
Radiant damage is 10.
Okay, because
But yeah, you're right. It could be too hot, tough, or something like that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's kind of dumb, but that's how EC can work. Also, if it's something is like that's why objects have an armor class, even though you can hit an object pretty easily with a sword. If it has an AC of like 20, because adamantine, you can't just cut into it with your sword. Really easy.
No, you're right. You're right. But and I believe I don't have proficiency with this.
No, you could, roll a 1 or roll really low or something. I think you have plus like at least plus 10 or something to hit, so you're probably.
Well, I don't think I have unarmed proficiency.
Oh, well. I mean, I think that you're proficient in your own punches.
I mean, is that what we're saying?
I'm fine with it, yeah.
Okay. I do extra damage. 19.
Yes, okay, that's good. That's fine.
I split up the physical and the radiant. I don't know if that matters.
Yes, so the 12 physical and 10 radiant damage. You strike at the wall and
try to do just at the space above, like my own arm, like to kind of dig it out.
Okay.
If it works that way.
Kind of hit the wall, and for a second it's not really doing anything, but it kind of the light, like you kind of have your smite, your radiant damage kind of glistens for a moment and like kind of carves into the whatever it is. It's almost like it almost feels like in your claw, like it feels like a like clay, wet clay, but it's hardened, so it kind of like kind of scrapes up, and you kind of see it like peel back. And yeah, you actually peel it away enough, and you pull out at just the right time, scrapes it, and it seems like there's like this chunk, like this scrape in it, but it doesn't seem to react or anything, and it's still just solid there with a couple of scrapes and dents in it now.
All right.
So
He sort of
still
falls back like away from it onto his butt and scoots back a bit with it kind of holding his arm and gives it a couple shakes.
And now your arm is a lobster arm.
Yes. He says that works, that does it. And he sort of hefts his sword and he says, if need be, I can try to carve a path through this thing. But I don't know how much time we have.
Try to do what we can then.
This is where I wish I was able to contribute.
Right.
Rin is still Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't really go over that when you cast Lester Restoration. It obviously didn't like heal her, but it for a moment when you cast it, like she seemed to like kind of gasp, like the more paralyzation aspect of the seizure seemed to lessen for a moment. And but she still can't talk. Her eyes are kind of glazed, and she can't look around or anything. A little bit of like kind of like she can't, like her mouth is slightly open and she can't close it. There's like a little bit of like drool on it or whatever. But as you pull away for the second time from it, she convulses again and like jerks out of Gallows' arm or whatever, however he was kind of propping her up, and she kind of falls flat on the ground and like just kind of convulsing there.
Okay.
Can I move over? Oh yeah, go ahead, Gallows. Go ahead. I have a hunch.
So my interpretation is going to be that, hey, things are not working out. We need to just get Print out of here. So I opt to the group that, hey, I'm going to go take Print out of here. Needs to get some fresh air or something like that. Is everybody cool with that?
Well, I think it's possible. If I may, she doesn't wear really a lot of armor or really clothing in that matter. I mean, she's a dragonborn. No, I want to see if what we've done to the ooze is hurting her.
Oh, yeah, good call.
She seemed to convulse when we pulled out of it. I mean, the timing of that is, I wonder if it could not be physical, but I want to make sure it's not physical. It's probably mental.
Okay, yeah. So you want me to just check for wounds?
I mean, are there... Well, we should be apparent. Like, she's not wearing much.
Yeah.
Are there obvious physical wounds on her?
So that should be an investigation roll then, right?
Like, not, yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to investigate, just not like with a quick look, you're not like, oh my god, there's a gash on her back or something.
Yeah.
If you want to investigate, as you guys are looking her over, like, is it hurting her or something? Her hand flashes out and she grabs your ankle, Ormus.
Mm-hmm.
Like really tightly, and almost like it hurts after a couple seconds, like your like fingernails are digging. I mean, you have scales, so it's not like I can't move my leg, but
tough ones.
It's really, I mean, she's also a dragonborn, so she has like those tough nails, and they're kind of like digging into between some of your scales, and you're like, that's really tight. Like it might be kind of hard for you to like pull your foot out. Not impossible, obviously, but like
he sort of kneels down and sort of like closer to the ground. Then he sort of extends a hand out to just kind of hold her wrist while Gallows looks her over.
As you kneel down, and Gallows is kind of...
oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
As you kneel... Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
As you kneel down and Gallows is kind of looking over her, like, kind of like prodding a little bit, like kind of like a medicine type thing, just like feeling like, is she moving here? Is this doing anything? Kind of, you checking pressure points, whatever. You kneel down and, she convulses again, and then she looks up at you, and her eyes are like, I'm trying to remember the name of that spell. You know the spell I'm talking, Eye Bite.
Eye Bite? They're like inky black.
Exactly like that. It's not that spell, but her eyes are like kind of black, and it almost seems like her like her veins are dark around her eyes and her face, and her skin is like, or not, I mean, they're not skin, I mean, it's just scale, sorry. I was describing like a human.
They sort of have leathery skin at like the...
Yes, yeah, so like around the just the eye part, you can kind of see it gets blacker there, and then her scales are almost shaded, slightly darker color.
Now,
and
was that like the halflings? Did any of the halflings have sort of? I could have sworn the sorcerer halfling from Corella that we fought had also kind of the eye bite look.
Were black. They were like an inky void. She kind of gasps at you, and you're not sure if she's saying something or if she's just like just choking and like trying to. You don't know.
Speak with animals. No. So
Animal handling.
Yeah, animal handling. What kind of a role
You needed
would
to make that roll for a long time, and it's never happened.
What kind of a role would you want me to make trying to discern potentially speech? Investigation, perception?
If you want to, just do insight.
Insight, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit more of a trying to feel out what she's saying.
Yeah, sure.
Comprende.
Well, good, because I have a decent insight. 27, not 20. Okay.
Beautiful. That was
Things are looking up.
Yeah, so you know, maybe for a moment it's kind of like a chilling thing to see, but you straighten up and just like try to like listen intently to what she's saying, and if there's some kind of clue, and you hear
Yeah, it's rough.
gasping, and it's almost like you hear her voice in your head. It's almost like telepathy or something like that, but it does sound like it's coming from her, but it's her mouth isn't moving in the way the words you're hearing. So it's like she's like saying something to you, but her mouth is like but underneath it you kind of like focus and listen, and you hear this like whisper in her hoarse a horse, or you know, not like a horse.
It's a horse voice.
Yeah, like a ragged. Sorry, I was just thinking like the animal horse, and I couldn't.
Yeah,
like a ragged breath.
She extends her teeth like.
And she just says, it's. Sorry, I don't know.
It's gonna be May.
But she says it's coming. It is. It's gonna get me too. And she just keeps choking and choking.
Sorry, now don't say that without the voicing because it's a little hard to hear.
It's fine. She said that it's coming, and then she said it has him, and then she said it's coming, it's got me, and it's gonna. Or so it's gonna. And she said it's gonna get me too.
Okay. So I'll sort of like straighten my back and stand up at that, and I say, we need to leave this tunnel at the least. We need to get up. Whatever this thing is, it has Prin and it has Belgrim too. And she says it's coming for her. We need to take high ground.
Okay.
Now,
I'm also on board with this decision.
I guess, Ishmael, did you want to just go, or did you want to do anything else?
I'm trying to think if there's.
I mean, again, Belgrim, yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, we got to figure out what the heck's going on with him. But like, if it's gonna trap us down here, we might as well think it out up above, where we maybe are a little more defensible.
There's one thing I want to try really quickly. I'm going to expel a first level spell slot to see if there are any aberrations, monstrosities, or dragons, which I'll say the last one unlikely. In the area.
You don't know what it's eating.
It's actually a massive disguised dragon. The whole planet. Sorry, no. You. That's like a mile, right? It's like a really far distance.
It is. If I use a first level spell slot, let me check. It is a mile outside of my chosen terrain. It is 6 miles in my chosen terrain. So this is outside my chosen terrain. So it's a mile.
I figured.
I feel like he's going to be sensing this, and it's going to be like Aliens, where we're down here, and it's like, he's looking at the scanner, and all the red dots are coming in. They're right on top of us.
Yeah, those are.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, so you I mean, that's the way you should have horror go, I think, anyways. You have the horror, and then immediately for the next movie or part of the franchise, it's just a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Scary anymore.
The Grudge.
Yeah.
The Grudge time 50.
The Grudge.
Isn't that what they did with The Ring? Like
The Grudges.
Horror movies not much, but just like with Aliens, that was the right way to do it, I felt, because you're like, this isn't going to be as scary if we see the same kind of stuff over and over again. So we've seen meet the creature now, so they were just like, never mind, we're just gonna have dozens of them. It's still gonna be scary because now there's like hundreds and hundreds of these monster things.
different focus.
And yeah, it's
Different
still
focus.
it's like
It was
it's
good.
like being increasing it. Anyway, sorry. So you do sense aberration. You sense that this thing, well, it's hard to say whether like that it's exactly a creature, and you know that aberrations are like that sometimes, where it's like sort of a creature, but it's like sometimes it's like, depending on its size and its the way it exists in the world and reality and
Yeah.
stuff. Aberration's a creature type that's basically defines things that are beyond the realms of normal, So
Yeah.
you do sense that aspect to this thing. It is an aberration of reality. Um, and I'll
Boy.
say with a mile, I mean, even underneath the surface, you sense that same presence. And it's almost overwhelming for a second, like you're just like suddenly like tuning in and you're like, it's just like almost all around you. Um, Not like the stone, but like whatever is here, its presence is very powerful.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to leave this little man.
Yeah, I don't want to leave him either, but we should at least think up above. Because we have that
Yeah.
room there with a solid door, and we can always shut the grate on the tunnel and hope that at least like gives us some line of defense. I don't want to leave.
It's gonna be really
Gung ho
difficult
version
for
of
us
me is
to
like, let's
get-
carve our way through this thing. But also, if every chop I make injures Belgrim somewhere and potentially Prin, like we don't know
Yeah.
if they're part of the hive mind, so to speak.
So I'm fine with us trying to move further back, but the issue is that I'm not sure how well we'll be able to get back up the drop
The ladder.
down, the ladder, and then also if we go up too high, we are going to have to go back through the vacuum.
Oh, I'm not saying we leave all the way.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying
you're
we go
just going
up
to
the ladder,
one level above. Okay,
one
okay,
level
that
above.
makes,
So at
okay.
least we're not in the tunnel with it,
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay, yeah. If Gallows, I can help you with Prin and see if
Yeah,
we can get her up the
absolutely.
ladder.
You guys just start backing up, basically holding up Prin and
So
walking.
we can. Yeah, I'll put
I'll take the rear. And-
If you want, I can send the guard drake out. It can be 30 feet away from me and sort of be
There's
the
no need
first
to
thing it
particularly worry
grabs.
about that because I have my guardian still there.
That's true, but if it only interacts with physical things, like before it retreats off, like I think the goal is like it might just go straight through the guardian. Like the guardian might whack it, and it might just keep going.
It still is able to cast radiant damage.
I think it'd be okay. I think it would be strong enough.
Okay, we just don't know how much damage it takes for it to stop because we haven't tried to hit it while it's charging.
Well, it's not. So you guys start moving, and it is not like it's following you or something. It's just kind of sitting there like it was before, but now like
originally
closer. You get about like 20 feet away, not that far. I mean, you're carrying something, so it's like taking it slowly. Like, okay, let's keep going. Keep looking back. You see, you hear like it's weird. It's like a wet rock sound. If that makes sense. Again, I'm sort of almost imagining clay, like a wet clay.
It's a pretty good one, I feel like.
You see like a small, like 2.5, maybe 3 foot tall, doorway, like open in it. Like it's like almost like carves out, like it's like it swirls or something, and it like carves into it, and just like there's like a doorway into it, and you can't see even with your sight or whatever. It just seems to just like go like as if you could just walk through it like easily and there wouldn't be any darkness. It's just all around you. But then you see from the roof of that like doorway, sort of almost a little bit sloppier, like clumps of clay, like go and like fall and like drip almost like they're like chunks, but they're like drip, drip, and they're hitting each other and they sort of pile
Congeal together.
and they as they drop down. It's almost like watching like a 3D printer go from the bottom up, and it almost like 3D prints slowly.
Oh,
It looks like Belgrum basically, but made of like black. Like
he's like, guys, I'm fine. I'm here.
That's bad.
I'm the real Belgrum.
like
Yeah.
Hello, friends. I have arrived.
he's like
I
My
am
voice is
fine.
exactly
Oh,
the same.
my name is Delgrim.
hello, I am Belgrum.
Oh,
All right. So what's it do?
It just stands there for a second and then it like takes a couple of steps forward, kind of not super fast, like step, step, step.
It's kind of lumbering after us.
Still going, or what are you doing?
Oh, I mean, I'm not in the back. I'm helping carry Prince, so I'm still moving with Gallows.
I guess.
But Ishmael and the guard Drake, which it can be a max of 30 feet away from me, are probably there.
I mean, the Drake's like and growls or something. I don't know Ishmael.
Oh, and I don't know where Magnolia would be because she can't really help carry.
Probably. She just has like her bow, and she's just like she's probably looking in the front. But
Okay.
Ishmael, I don't know.
Ishmael,
Do you see that? I guess. Do you do anything or tell anyone?
be careful because potentially chopping this thing is hurting Prin. I don't know what happens if you chop
I
a likeness
That's
of
why I don't want to
Belgrum.
do necessarily physical damage to it. I'm trying to think if there's.
Well, yeah.
To keep in mind, I do have the regenerate ability, but that's only going to be able to
regenerate
reattach one thing.
Well, yeah, and it's just hit point. Like it's one hit point. Like he won't be able to be like up and ready for action probably like immediately with it.
I say we go big or go home.
Ishmael is all about going big or going home.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I think Liam is. All of his
That's
characters
true.
are. Too,
All my
but-
characters only go big.
I mean,
It's okay, I get it.
I think it's good. I mean, I don't think I don't like taking massive gambles, but it's like at a certain point, why not go with the movie scene?
Right. He just opened up this huge doorway for us. I guess we go.
Yeah, I mean,
DM gets his scary camera work,
Jeez.
this is. Oh, by the way, if you're trying to imagine what this looks like, just imagine shaky cam and like in a catacomb, and you're pretty much good.
All right.
I hate it. Gross.
I mean,
The Blair Witch Project under France.
What was that one called? Catacombs, or was it called something else?
I think it was just called Catacombs.
Oh, there's that one as above, so below, or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. All right. What you doing, Ishmael?
Yeah. What do you want?
As soon as Gallows gets Prin up there, if they're all right up there, I'll join you down below.
Okay.
And Marigold can keep a lookout with Gallows from up above.
So wait, I'm facing the dark belly boy, correct?
The dark belly boy, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Like 20 feet away, maybe.
I'm going to try.
We
and
haven't
grapple
tried
him.
we haven't tried to speak to it.
I guess I could try and speak to it. Is it? Fuck.
Well, I'm just
I'm
saying,
gonna try
like,
and
it
grapple it
made a
first.
person for itself. It hasn't done anything like that before.
I'm going to try and grapple it first.
Damn. All right. Good luck.
Um,
He is tiny. He won't be able to take you into him like an ooze.
you run forward and try to grapple him. Give me like a athletics check.
Yes.
Um,
Pardon me.
Come on.
Yeah,
Crit,
my guard
please.
Drake won't be able to make the distance.
I didn't crit, but I got a 28.
okay.
That's
So,
pretty fracking good.
Yeah, you grab him, and he's really heavy. It's like he's made of like. It's like he's made of like adamantine, I guess, because that's like a really heavy, strong metal. I mean, he doesn't look metallic. He looks like a rock more, but it's got that like that weight to it. It's almost like you're being a lead or something. You're just like, oh, and you're like, oh,
Very dense.
He doesn't really resist though. It just kind of it's like a golem or something like that. It just
Okay.
kind of like goes, kind of like moves slightly, and you hear like kind of like its joint sounds like a rock rubbing against a rock. It's like, and you're just like
Okay.
holding it, and it just like, and then it like goes, and like its head twists sort of, and it just looking up at you.
Great.
And you hear for the first time so far, I think, in deep speech.
Okay.
You hear Scatman John.
Perfect. I understand it. I cannot speak it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
Good.
I think I'm the only person who still understands it in the party too.
Yep.
Yeah, well, not everybody did anyways, but it was...
Pretty much it was just
Dietrich.
Yeah, Dietrich had it, yeah.
And
And
by
that's where-
proxy Atticus.
So, you got all of it. You hear it though, and it's that, that deep, like it sounds like it's coming from the depths of not just the earth, but the depths
Toilet bowl growling.
the soul or something. Like it's not of this world, it's not of this plane, it's not of your known existence. And it just says, sorry, I just want to make sure that I'm
Damn it.
articulating properly. I'm just going to say this in my normal voice because it's not even something you can replicate. It's not actual words.
That's fair.
It says, what will you do when they are all gone? What will you do when all of them are dead?
I don't like this social experiment.
And for just a moment, like a flash, you see 1,000 or more, maybe, bodies of Corallians. And they're all floating. They look like they're like most of them are like naked. Like some of them are wearing like little bits of clothes and stuff, but most of them are just like totally naked. They're like pale white from living under the surface, and almost bluish, maybe green. And they're just like floating, suspended in what you know is the dark fluid below.
Yay.
What
Like sort of
happens,
see-through. Sorry.
Dude, this is giving me Matrix vibes. Hella.
if I try and focus the telepathy from the brain helmet on the dark belly boy, the dark Belgrim?
Belly boy.
That image is just like a flash. So that kind of flashes, and then now you're just looking down at this Belgrim's face or whatever, just totally expressionless.
Hey, I'll be back later.
You gotta cook.
I'm gonna start making some dinner. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
Yep. I'll see you guys shortly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So I lost my train of thought.
He was sending telepathy at it. With the
Yes,
brain.
you were trying to tell me back it. Okay. You give me an intelligence save.
Okay.
You have advantage.
Okay.
Baby.
advantage.
Is it?
Advantage.
Do you have
Do I
any-
get advantage? Is it an aberration or a
Yeah.
monstrosity? Okay, perfect.
Nice.
Do you have any luck points left?
I have one.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That means we can throw you into scenarios where you may or may not fail, and
Yeah.
hope you'll be fine.
Fingers crossed, guys. I believe I get a. Let me double check. So I get a +1.
Bum 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 bum.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. 16.
Okay.
16 intelligence save.
Not bad for a +1.
Oh, he has advantage.
Above average.
That does help.
Oh, it's nice though. It's
I
above
rolled
average
a
roll.
3 and a 15.
Yeah.
Which would you take?
I mean, if you want to take the 4.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
I feel like failing this one, guys.
Okay, so yeah, so it's spoken to you. You see these bodies, and then you quickly, as soon as the image is gone, you try to focus your helm of telepathy on whatever this disembodied voice is.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you do, you feel some kind of like pulse back, and the little Belgrum thing or whatever it is, um, suddenly like twists your arm off of it, and then like
He just
kicks
throws
you
you.
back basically. Like it's like a little leg and stuff, but it's obviously way stronger than just like little Belgrum. It like twists your arm sort of out and then just like kicks you in the like the stomach, the lower
Oh,
stomach, and you just like slide back a couple of feet. Um, and then it just like is just standing there, just like looking at you all blank.
oh yeah. And he's short, so he kicked low. He's a dirty fighter.
Well, I mean, I assumed since he was picking him up, he was grabbing, he was like on the ground
Yeah.
behind him, so he kind of like kicked him, like, and so you're like crouched, but you're
Well, he didn't like the telepathy very much, but good job stalling for us. Have we managed to get Prin up the ladder yet?
Are you guys still moving with her?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think the goal was to get her at least up there.
pretty far, so you're almost there. That you can see the thing with the light, maybe like 30
Sweet.
feet away. Did you want to do anything else, Ishmael? Did you want to try that again, or just go, or talk or fight or something?
I'm
Have a
just gonna
psionic
I'm just gonna
blade war.
prepare a reaction in case it tries to approach me, and I'm just gonna try and stand by while they're getting Prim out of the way and just kind of play defensive a little bit.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, I have to dash and
Yeah,
try and
if
avoid
we
it.
have to fight this thing, it's very possible that we'll need to prioritize in front whoever's got the radiant damage.
Yeah,
Honestly, too, Gallows isn't here, but because he does have range spells, it might be worth it that because we have people who can do multiple radiant damage, you got as many people up in front who can just whack on this thing, and then have Gallows hold his reaction, or someone else if he needs to heal. And as soon as the thing rushes forward to try to attack us, he holds his reaction to wait for that moment to blast it to see if he can keep it from attacking.
Yeah.
Disincentivize it. Seems like it could be a decent starting strategy.
Yeah.
So you guys,
if it doesn't help Prin.
And then Ishmael starts to kind of back you guys up. It doesn't do much, but after you guys are maybe like 50 feet away, so you guys are getting pretty close to the edge, you see that the wall starts to move again.
Like forward towards us?
Forward. But still with the doorway, and the doorway just keeps extending until it kind of goes over the little Golem Belgrum. And then he like is on like it's and then it just kind of swirls again and refills, and now it's just a wall. The Belgrum thing's gone, and it's moving. It's not moving quite as fast, obviously, as it did before, but it's slowly like picking up speed. Still totally quiet, like it's or something. Just there's scary music playing though, so it's like
I'm listening to the track that I ran.
Yeah, I saw you posted that. That's cool. I know. I forgot. I should try this week. Maybe to try that.
Oh no, it's fine.
Because there's a bot or whatever you can put in and it'll play music.
Oh really?
In as part of the chat. So I just want to try.
Oh, that's fun.
I think I'll have to wear headphones probably, so it isn't.
That's what I'm having to do.
Yeah.
I have to listen to it pretty low.
It just gets kind of caught in this freaking closet that I'm in. So wearing the headphones for hours, like.
Yeah.
So yeah. So do you guys?
Well.
You guys were saying, do you want to attack it, or are you just trying to get out of there and you don't?
I'm gonna try to get Prin up first.
Okay.
She said it's coming for. Let's not let it get her.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do.
Partially, after like halfway up, Ishmael's down at the bottom. It's about to reach the bottom of the ladder with its silent moving forward. Ishmael, do you want to just climb up, or do you want to like try? There is this guardian thing still standing there, so it can maybe like deal some radiant damage before it moves. If it is going to move up, which you don't really know, but it seems like it's just like following you guys. So do you want to like try to like stand there with it and fight this thing, or you want to just take off?
If if you want, you can use the guard drake.
Okay.
It can fly, so it'll give you a little bit of a boost up. You can at least catch up to us.
1 second. Let me check something.
I mean, I guess it would probably be smart for you to use the guard drake for Prin, but
Yeah, I thought about that after I started climbing up. Gallows wanted to be up there anyway, so it made sense to just kind of for him to do that also.
I mean, you can just jump off the ladder onto your drake, but
yeah, it's fine. I guess I can take it. I can take Prin from Gallows as he does that, and I can sort of swing on and make it the rest of the way up.
Let me.
That poor guard drake's like, oof.
So, I think I might do something that I have not done yet with this character, even though I set aside the slot for it. 1 second.
All right, what spell are we getting?
Oh, nope, never mind. I'm out of spell slots for that.
No.
Don't worry about that. Let's just pretend that didn't happen.
it's
No.
called.
Hey, why'd you hype us up to drop us on the bed?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about
I
that.
was expecting a skydive. Why?
Okay.
A swan dive straight into the ooze.
Yeah. So,
it's just a wall though, so you just and then it just slowly oozes over you.
And then it absorbs you after you.
I'm going to use
That's what you
one
get.
of my first level spell slots to cast Zephyr Strike to add 30 feet of movement to my movement speed.
Okay.
Brad.
And advantage on my next attack. I'm going to try and do an attack, an unarmed strike to push the Dark Belgrim away from me.
Oh
no, it got absorbed by the wall.
Absorbed by the wall. You're right. Absorbed by the wall. You're right. Okay, I'm still going to use the Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
I'm going to use it just to basically improve my movement speed because I still have 4 first level spell slots left.
Might as well.
That way, I have 60 feet of movement. I'm going to just use a dash action to try and put as much distance between me and it as possible.
Come on up the ladder, buddy.
You guys are all quickly climbing up the ladder. You are near.
Let me out.
Let me go.
You get to the top, click it open. The guard drake and Oramus and Prin all land up there. Gallows is close behind. Magnolia and Ishmael are bringing up the rear, quickly dashing up.
Close this damn grate.
As you guys get near the top, you see the darkness hit the doorway spot kind of led into that. And the Guardian, as it is supposed to, moves forward and brandishes its glowing, flaming sword, basically of radiant light, and just what?
The Guardian?
Yeah, the Guardian thing.
Guardian of Faith, or whatever.
Right. Okay, sorry, it wasn't the full name, and I was like, wait, what? I was like,
yeah, the Guardian.
Sorry.
Yeah, just the Guardian thing. It brandishes its weapon and then just starts slashing at this darkness. And for the first couple, you can sort of hard to see it. I guess Gallows probably can see it best with his true sight so far.
It can do up to 60 points, I think, before it disappears.
You see the first couple of slashes, it's slash, and cuts it, and it's stopped there. So it kind of does that cut thing, it's cutting friggin' butter or something, cutting through clay. But after 2 or 3 slashes into it, definitely dealing lots of radiant damage, and bits of it almost crumble again, like clay or something. It does that swirling motion again. And then it just starts moving forward, and the thing hits it again, and then basically it touches the Guardian. The Guardian just explodes in radiant light, and you see a splash of the darkness flying all over the place.
So it dispelled it.
And then the darkness is not in there anymore, but then after a couple of seconds, you guys are all safe up here, and you see it
How's Prin?
slowly start moving forward again. It seems to be moving slower than it did, though. Prin is fine. She's actually convulsing a little bit less. She's just kind of laying there, just twitching a little.
Okay. Well, it's probably a good thing we didn't attack it down there, or it would have overtaken us, much like it did that Guardian of Faith. Unless we had some serious range. There is something I kind of want to try. I don't know what you guys think about it. But we still have legit Shellar crystals.
Yes.
And I wanted to try this when we were down there, but escape sort of became our priority. This thing, if it's connected to the big thing outside, which seems to be eating that energy, do we think the Shellar crystal would potentially heal her? Or do we think that if anything, it'd make it stronger if whatever is controlling her is feeding off of it? What do we think?
Didn't have one that I remember.
You didn't, but other people in the group did.
Fair.
Yeah, you guys have like a couple.
And we also we pulled some when Ishmael bonked some with his shovel. I have a light source.
Yeah, there's you guys have a few of them.
Okay.
So what do we think? You think it's worth a shot? I'm gonna say I think it's worth a shot. I think we should try it. We might as well
into the void.
Have him hold. Well, no, have Prin hold one of the Shellar crystals and see if she's able to draw from it and see if it heals her.
Oh.
Because it's sort of an alternative source of energy that does sort of give health. I'm curious how she'd respond. And then, yes, I do think that we should take a piece of it and maybe see how it responds down there.
She, when you put it in her...
If we think we should do that.
I don't...
Do we think we should do that? I think it's worth trying. We might as well.
I mean, we can just pause. It's like, we don't really have that many people, so I mean, you can ask Ishmael.
I'm just curious what Ishmael thinks.
But
oh yeah, it's just me and you. What do you think?
You too. I mean, I don't mind if
Royce
wants to talk.
That
it is.
I'm out.
So
I mean,
the thing I'm worried about is we can't just abandon Belgrim, but also I feel like until somehow we remove, like with the spells we have, unless we physically remove Prin from the situation, I feel like she's not going to. I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of
I agree.
Preventing her from.
I think the best thing is to remove.
Hold on. None of us could see through the dark, but with the Shellar crystals, we could. What if and the mist is the same? What is this stuff? What if the Shellar crystals repel it? What if we would actually be able to push our way through and be somewhat protected with it?
Does Prin have a charged Shellar crystal on her?
She doesn't, which is why I'm suggesting we use like marigolds or something,
okay,
and see if it cleanses her.
I have one. I will give her mine because I have heals.
Okay, let's try it.
Yeah, I'll give her mine.
So you're just
we'll see if maybe that counteracts this effect that we're witnessing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have her take it and see if she can draw out the energy from it.
She clutches it, but it doesn't seem like she's doing anything with it. She's just kind of grabbing it, like, she's again slightly seizuring. So it's like
she's kind of squeezing it like erratically, and
it doesn't seem like she's like absorbing or using the power from it. I mean, she doesn't seem to be like able to like think or react to anything.
Right. I was curious if it might be more natural for her to draw on something like that.
I was hoping maybe it would just prevent the connection from continue, like cause some interference.
Yeah.
But
guys, I'm totally cool. What's up? Well, okay.
And then you take it away. You take it away from her, and she's like,
"Oh, stop seizing for a moment."
Stops it and so immediately. Oh, great.
Oh yes, we have a pause button on her. Every time she just rolls poorly, we just take it from her.
To her arm. Okay, I'm good.
You've lost your living privileges.
Okay.
Well, okay. I'm gonna take then a chunk of the piece I've been sort of using for light, and I'm gonna drop it down and see what happens. I want to see if it sort of tries to escape it.
You drop,
or if it eats it
down. It it just falls into it like liquid, but it doesn't splash or anything. It's slowly coming up too. Now you look at it again; it's like maybe like 10 feet off the ground.
Damn. So it doesn't do anything necessarily. All right.
At least not just dropping it into him.
Yeah, and from what I remember, it was only healing it or using it as you could only heal with it, or use like catnap with it.
Yeah.
So it's not something I can use on it.
No.
Not like actively, yeah. I mean, it doesn't like cast spells like.
Yeah. I can't cast light on the ooze with it or something like that. Damn. Let me think real fast. Just real quick. Let me look over all my available options.
At least Gallows to come back. I know it's kind of sucks because we were missing 2 players and one of the players like fully out of commission. So
yeah, it just be just me and Liam.
Well, like I know, I'm sorry. Kind of, it's like I don't want to, but I don't know how long.
Make a decision time.
It's been like 20 minutes. I don't know how long he's supposed to be making dinner.
It's cooking.
But
okay, guys. So
his name is off at 6 or something, right? So,
yeah,
he'll be back soon. So, guys, do we think this is something we need to fight? Obviously, okay. As a player, it seems like we're meant to go to this thing. I mean, it made for us like a whole tunnel and everything. Like, if I was just saying, like, just because it makes me a tunnel in character doesn't make me want to go in it. But do we attack this thing? If anything, the only thing we gain from that is that, one, it will strike back.
Yeah.
Prince seizures did seem to get worse, seemed to get not quite as bad. And I don't know what Gallo's spell sheet is. I don't know if he can even do anything about it. And I don't know if leaving is an option, because we have to travel through the black, smoky water again that's made of the same crud. So,
I don't think it's an option either. We have no obvious other paths of movement except to push forward. It has Belgrim. We've noted that...
I don't want to say he's a lost cause, because I don't think that's true.
I don't think so either. But we've noticed that radiant damage does affect it.
Do we have a spell?
If only we had if Prin was up, this would be so much easier.
Does someone have protection from...
Prin does.
What's that? Yeah, what's that spell that you can cast on people? I used it once already.
Protection from good and evil.
Because I thought there was
an hour.
Spell.
An hour is like... I was like, oh yeah, an hour is enough, and then we were like, you traveled down for hours, and I was like, well,
I can't spell cast. I'm out of first level spell slots completely. There's been absolutely no way I could ritual cast anything I have, so I'm completely out. I mean, I can use a Shallar Crystal to get back more, but it seems to... Oh wait, no! Spells would be absolutely pointless. It's run through and dispelled multiple spells at this point.
I feel like it might be a thing where I've only tried to do fire necrotic damage. I've tried to do physical damage, but only with an arrow. Like, we haven't tried to do big hits.
Well, it's true. I did strike it with my hands.
That's true. But we didn't try like a full. We only tried a clawed unarmed strike, which is a D4 plus your strength.
I could swing at it if you want me to. It will be awkward to now. I'll need to wait for it to sort of fill up the ladder first.
I mean, maybe if we all focus the same spot, like the exact same spot.
Why don't... I can try the same thing. I can try to do a big wind-up, like just hit this thing as hard as I can, and then if you guys on reaction see it start to pull me in... No, the Radiant worked just fine.
Yeah.
It probably resists it no matter what. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't want to say it's our only option, but it did seem to help Prin. So it at least is probably worth doing. And we want Gallows back anyway, because he's using his ranged attacks. He could even upcast Guiding Bolt if he wanted. You know, his basic strikes as a cleric don't do Radiant, they do fire. So we definitely don't want him close. But yeah, you and I, Liam, could strike really hard. Marigold can, do whatever she feels like is necessary, I doubt she's going to get sneak damage on something like this. But yeah, she can take an arrow shot. Gallows can throw a spell. And then he can be back far enough that if something happens to us, maybe he can still do something last minute. So he honestly might want to hold his reaction again. And if it tries to get us, or grab one of us in particular, he could blast it and see if that person can get themselves free last minute. But it sounds like we might want to strike hard at it.
That
Okay.
What are we thinking?
I'm not going to comment.
How are you
Okay.
attacking it? I mean, where are you attacking it? It's still
So I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said we'd have to wait for it to come up a bit. We'd have to wait for it to fill up.
I think you guys should leave. I think that's a bad idea. I'm just going to say.
I mean, honestly, like in character, it makes more sense to probably realistically, logically leave. But the problem is we know the dark stuff in the water is the same stuff in essence.
Well, I mean,
So where do we have to go?
we're able to swim in that like it was water, and this is like,
right, but maybe it wasn't antagonistic then. Like we don't know.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying you don't really have. I mean, it's the same. It seems like when the aberration thing, they both felt like an aberration. This feels more sentient and reactive than just like the liquid.
Also, I don't necessarily want to just abandon Gabe Belgrim. Like, it would suck if he came back at 6 and you're like, sorry, dude, you're dead.
I'm not going to have him just. If you guys aren't able to like keep track of him, there's going to be something else that'll happen. Whether
save or die.
whether he'll I'll do something like just.
It was necrotic damage though that we took when you tried to dispel it. It was necrotic. I don't know. What do we want to do, guys? What do we want to do, Liam? And Marigold, who is not here, and
oh my god!
Gallows
I mean, I really feel like we've been put in a situation where I just don't know how to freaking proceed.
It's fine. We kind of have to choose. We don't always have all the information as the player. That's kind of the scary part.
I am still leaning towards trying to see if one more time if we can do damage to this in a way where we can.
Have some kind of breakthrough
effect on it. Yeah, some sort of a serious effect on it.
Y'all are cavemen.
Well, we are. Well, and we're both dragonborn.
Yeah.
So, I think
barbarian.
So I think going home isn't going to fix Print.
No.
Maybe someone there has a spell.
Might not even be able to get home.
It's also very true.
I can't summon the crawfish anymore. And we were getting to
the
point late
hell!
Enough.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you recover on a short rest?
Mm-mm.
I mean, you guys can try to close the hatch too.
Yeah, no, that I assume we already did that. I said I wanted to close the hatch once everyone.
Well, you can't see, so I mean, I guess if you want to shut, you won't be able to see how far it is down.
No, I agreed, but that was the intent, was to shut.
Okay, it's closed then. Yeah, you don't know how far it is. Last time you saw it, it was like maybe 20 feet up, but that was a little while.
Yeah, and we don't know how many of those other creatures there are. On the outside, clearly there was at least one. What do we want to do? If you can't summon the crawfish, I don't know how we're supposed to get back.
Yeah, we can't get back. That's what I'm saying. So we're
there was one thing.
Unless we did a long rest here.
Hold on, there is one thing. We haven't fully explored this place. We got to where there was a body, and then there was a T hallway. We went one direction. We never went the other direction.
That's true. Okay. That's fair.
Do we want to potentially start there? If this thing takes a little bit and the hatch stops it at all, we can always come back.
I mean, yes.
We're definitely
Pilgrim doesn't get freaking obliterated.
I know. We're really down people. We're down on
dude. Honestly, Belgrim is so far gone. Like, I mean, you could help him maybe, but it's a maybe purely. There's no.
Well, yeah.
We don't abandon.
We're the heroes of freaking Daen. No giants, no dragons.
Yeah, we're not the heroes of this place.
Yes.
So Prince like it is time to go.
I do feel like.
I mean, I was thinking that earlier.
If Belgrim is going to die from this immediately, it's already going to have happened. He's beyond saving at this point. If he's going to have any chance of living, we have to figure out an alternate solution to this problem. So
we start exploring, information gathering.
I suppose.
Okay, let's see. How do we think Marigold and or Gallows would react to this? Like, just as the DM, I think kind of have to make that call because Marigold's probably like, no,
yeah, Marigold. I feel is going to be a hard sell. Gallows, I think, would be more willing to agree with it.
I think that the idea of going and checking out the other passageway, it's not just running away. It's like maybe we should explore a couple of seconds.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I think that they're fine with exploring further rather than just running away. That would make
I'd hope so. Okay, let's do that then.
If you guys are like, well, let's just check out the other hallway and see if there's something else we can do there, she'll be like, okay, but we need to do what we can to like find Belgrim or whatever.
Okay, let's do that. Gallows still has his true sight. Crazy sight. Gosh damn it, not having Belgrim and being all out of... We're effectively all out of casting.
Yeah.
I can get spell slots back for Detect Magic. That's pretty much it.
I mean, I have casting still, but my casts are mostly personal buffs and then minor heals.
Detect Magic's the only thing I'm really going to be able to do.
Gallows is still... It sounds like he's doing fine on spell slots.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not here right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I still have
let's check out the other hall, I guess. Let's shut this door behind us, too, to see if we can stop it a bit.
Yeah.
You got... Oh, the door to the room?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, yeah, you can...
Let's take Prin with us. I can,
drag Prin.
I can have Prin on the guard drake, kind of, leaning forward, straddling it a bit.
Okay. Yeah, it'll carry her.
That was a creepy door creak. Did you do that for when we shut the door?
Yeah. Oh my god, a hand reaches out. You see...
It's like that game for the dark web where you have to surf the dark web and do it before like someone comes into your house, like using your camera and like kills you.
You guys shut the door behind you. You walk through. There's
very tentatively
that blood
creature
and stuff on the walls. The creature you killed, I guess, is just lying on the ground.
Good. It hasn't moved. The corpse is just gone. It's like.
No, you don't see like blood dragging it away from the location it was where.
Phew! Okay.
You guys get to the spot where the body was, though, and it's not there.
What?
Lovely.
Great.
You don't see it like dragged away or anything. You don't see like the blood all moved around.
Got up and walked away.
It's just gone.
Great. Well, that definitely gives pause to, I'm assuming, all of us. Like, just looking around, like looking up, but if it's out of his true sight. You know the one thing we didn't try? I feel like? We didn't check to see if it was all an illusion.
What was?
That's true. We didn't.
The big black wall.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got a pretty good illusions.
Oh, wait, no, we had true sight. Never mind. That's why we didn't do it. Okay, sorry. Let's try to remember.
Both of them.
Oh, but wasn't there something else he saw that was an illusion that wasn't? Oh, never mind. That was affecting his mind directly. Yeah, okay. Let's get pause to that. I'll roll a basic investigation check. The thing was, like, pretty bloody also. Ishmael, what's your investigation check?
My investigation check is, I think it's a +5, yep.
Help me out here. We can both roll. Let's see. The corpse was, there's blood all over the place. It's possible, even if it didn't get dragged away, it left some sort of, like, bloody tracks or whatever. I'm sure a lot of the blood was dried and cracked, but let's see if we can find anything.
I wish this was one of my freaking chosen terrains, because then I would have advantage on this check.
Well, I got a nat one. I got no fracking idea.
Okay, 1 second.
Not a horrible thing to nat one on. 21. Well, you'll get to correct me at least.
21 to see for signs of movement of the corpse or destruction of evidence, or if it's just magically being reabsorbed into the environment like some sort of freaky...
Everything around us has been this creature the whole time!
Oh my goodness!
You don't really... Yeah, you don't see, like, tracks leading away or anything like that. It's just...
Okay.
It's gone, like...
Okay.
Okay, dried cakes. Hasn't left anything. Okay, let's continue down the hall then, keeping our eyes open.
Gallows, quickly, as you guys head down, quickly spots another door. This one's a little bit bigger. It's actually like 2 doors.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys want to go through them?
Yeah.
Let's Gallows has been the door opener / button pusher, so I'm going to assume he's going to run up and be like, I'll do it! He also gets to see through the door, a bit with the true sight, so there's that.
Sight, you can see through doors, I don't think. But...
Oh, is it not? You're right, actually.
You can't see through physical objects.
But...
Yeah. Never mind. I'm sorry. I totally...
There's a different one.
I don't know why I thought that.
He goes up and pulls.
It makes sense.
The
he didn't blink.
doors or whatever that are holding it. And
we'll get ready.
The door.
I got my weapon out.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You don't see anything crazy. You just see that this is actually a little. This is one of those spots that. Sorry. It's like where they have like a submarine dock.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a bay.
Yeah, it's like a bay.
It's a loading bay.
It's kind of got the ceiling part is kind of more of a cave-esque, and it's like there's like two walkways on either side, and there's that black liquid or whatever. But there's two of the those
subs.
One of them is pretty small, like I don't know, you couldn't fit, but the other one's actually a little bit bigger. It's like a larger vessel for more people. You may be able to all get inside of it, but
I wonder if we could even pilot it.
It'd be pretty cramped. Also a door on the other, like you guys are coming out this side, and there's on the other side of the path there's another door over here. It's just a single door though.
Door. Okay. Any immediate? Let's keep rolling perception investigation checks. I'll roll perception if you want to roll investigation.
Yeah, I'll roll invest. My perception is trash. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's +6, but still.
Well, why don't you let? Well, then, how about I'll roll perception first, so you can sort of combo off of whatever I see.
Okay. I'm fine doing an investigation check to see if we're doing different checks to see if we can find different stuff from the environment.
Yeah, cool. We'll see what I roll. I went a 1 and then a 2.
I crit on investigation.
What the hell, dude? And you rolled like a 21 last time? Alright, I get it. I know how it is.
I'm a ranger. Big brain.
I'm barbarian, very small brain. It's alright.
Big eyes.
Big eyes.
He's
got predator eyes. They're forward facing. They're not prey eyes, you
know?
No. Yeah. Let's see what we see. Any sort of a panic where people trying to escape the subdocks? Pile into that room. Let's find out.
The blood is doesn't extend further from that hallway and stuff.
Okay.
You see there's basic like scuff marks from boots and things, like from just working people. You don't see anything in particular that's like, oh my god, they were running away.
Okay.
It's not very dusty or anything in here, but it does have the slight like damp smell still that a lot of the caves and things have. You don't really notice much else. There's nothing. There's maybe some Shalar crystals that are keeping it slightly lit. The lighting is still mostly off. Actually, none of the lights are even flickering in here. There's only a couple, anyways, because the Shalar crystals give a dim light throughout the whole room.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
Hey.
Returns.
They live.
Gallows comes in with the whole new aura.
All right, Gallows. So we got up the ladder. We shut the hatch. We experimented with a couple of Shalar crystals. They didn't help Prin. They didn't seem to have an effect on the entity. We left that room. If you remember, when we came through the hallway, we had 2 directions to go, and we never explored one of them. So we went to explore the other direction. The corpse in the middle of the room is gone now for whatever reason. Spooky. And we continued on and found a set of double doors, which we've entered into. It's kind of like a submarine bay, and we're just exploring it right now.
Okay. So what about Belgrim then?
We're trying to gather other information. We don't want to leave them, but we have nothing to go off of. And so we're trying to just see what we can find before we make a decision, because Ishmael doesn't have any spell slots. We can't even leave unless we can pilot one of these subs.
I don't have any that'll be effective for this.
Yeah. So, Belgrim, have you been caught up?
Yeah, effectively. I am currently possessed by the slime.
You are. You are one with the slime.
That I do have 1 4th level slot. Oh. So technically I could cast the Conjure Animal with my 4th level slot instead. And I would get 1 use out of it.
Okay, so there is that. I don't want to leave necessarily, though. Let's see what we can find. I don't see much except for the door, so I'm going to sort of head for the other door at this point. While everyone else sort of continues to investigate, since it doesn't seem like there's anything
we're not going to be able to handle the heat
horrible in here necessarily. So I'll sort of head over to the other door.
Yeah, you want to open it up, or?
Yeah, sure.
There's no window. You twist it open. It clunks. It's a little bit creaky. You look down, you see a hallway, and there's a few doors on either side.
Is it like a stair that goes down? Like you said, I look down?
Well, it's just straight.
Okay.
I mean, saying you look down the hallway like
I look down the hall, yeah.
No.
So it keeps going. There's a hall. There's two doors, one on my left, one on my right.
One on the left, there's one like a little bit further on the right. You can't really see much further than that.
I'll sort of motion over to Ishmael. And if he comes over, or Gallows, all y'all's Magnolia, I'll sort of gesture at the hall and say, it keeps going. Do we want to see if anyone has safeguarded themselves inside one of the subs?
Yes.
All right. I'll sort of wait by that door if you guys want to go explore the subs.
Yeah, you guys can go inside of them or whatever. You don't.
Magnolia can get in the tiny one.
You guys don't find anyone in. I mean, even like a medium character could fit in them, but like be by themselves and it'd be super cramped. It's built for like 2 Corallians.
Yeah.
But you guys don't find any like dead bodies or anything. That's weird.
I'm almost hoping someone's managed to survive. Like, that would help.
Kidding.
Cleric.
Hi.
Do you have the Speak with Dead spell?
I do not.
That would have actually been hella helpful for this one. But yeah, you never really had much of a reason to take it before then. It's just that they wouldn't be necessarily controlled when they were dead,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless it has their souls.
Like a noodle. I guess we can keep checking out the rooms at this rate. Let's have Gallows go out in front, because you've got the true sight. And the guard Drake has to be somewhat near me, and it's got Prin. So I guess let's check the first room, but, we'll see what you see when you start walking down the hall. We have another long hall. The last long hall was bad news, so...
The first room you look into, it's just looks like it's kind
ordinary workstation.
Kind of a longish room. It's got some workstation type thing. It's just got like bunks and things along the side of the wall. There's nothing like that stands out really. It's kind of a. I mean, you can like investigation or something, but
I do have a question, and let me know if I would need investigation to roll this. Looking at looking at the state of the bunks, are the beds made? Or does it look like are they all messy? Like, I guess I'm asking, I'm trying to discern whether it was a peaceful, normal day, and all this sort of happened rather suddenly. Or
you see
they catch them in the night?
A mix. Some of them are nice. It's not like a military grade. They're all tucked and stuff. Like a couple of them are tucked. Some of them are a little bit messy. None of them are like super strewn, like someone was torn from their bed or something like that. But they're not. Some of them are made. Some of them are not. That's basically it.
Okay.
Messy.
Sure. I'm Liam. I'm gonna roll investigation with you. Let's see if we can. People keep journals. Let's see if we can find something that someone might have left behind. Potentially, people's personal belongings are in this room.
Oh, sure.
Well, there goes my first botched roll.
Now I'm gonna roll hella high.
Oh gosh, why?
Crit right before this, 2 after.
19!
Yeah, there we go.
Yes! I'm so good at rifling through people's things instead of just looking at big open areas.
looking.
I'm a barbarian.
Scene, you're good at thievery.
Oh, gee, thanks. It was a lifestyle choice I was forced into.
I didn't have an option.
Some scribbles and things, some notes or whatever.
There's no reason I might be able to read it, but Magnolia was here, and if it's halfling similar to that, I'm not sure.
Yes, yeah, she can discern their language, basically the halfling language. It's generally cool. It seems to say some things about it's like reports or something like that. Like these are like they went on patrol kind of or something like that. It wasn't like it's not like military, but it's probably about as close as military as they had.
Is it dated?
Not in a way you guys would really understand, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I assume that might be the case.
I'll say with your good investigation, it seems like you can order them kind of to like most recent or whatever, like the numbers or something. She can be like, okay, this looks like a later number. So, the most recent one you guys can find is, it seems to be talking about, that there's weird things going on.
Okay.
Things and some of them have been going mad, and especially the ones that have been going beneath the dark waters is what they were calling them, rather than just the water or whatever like they called it before. It's like the dark waters now, and it seemed as if they were scared of it, even though they like basically live half their lives in in the water. So this fear is like this new thing, and
they don't mention what it whatever the writer is writing. He doesn't mention what it seems to stem from. Just that people are scared.
Yeah.
Like, what's his reaction to it? Is it like haughty? Like, well, they're scared, but they have no reason to be. Like, is it like is the writer seem scared?
Yeah, they seem worried at the very least. It seems like it's reports from someone who maybe was like in charge, and they were just like writing down, like, not like the head captain or something, they're just like writing down like, this is what's been going on, kind of a thing, blah, 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 like notations for the next person to find it, kind of a thing. And yeah, there's like this fear that has never really been there. It's as if deaths have come to the surface, things like that. Some of the way they phrase it almost sound like dark poetry or something like that. It seems like maybe they take a couple of quotes or something from like their own type of literature, perhaps, and yeah, about some of the people have gone mad.
All right.
Yeah, it's just really I'm not really sure. It doesn't have anything specific, but it seems to confirm that something indeed happened here.
Well, you know what's interesting? The octopus was a hell of a lot bigger than we last saw it. And it seemed like unaffected, like in a different way. Like when I talked to it, it seems solely focused on protecting its buddy. That doesn't really. Like, I don't know if it has to do with intelligence or not. If this thing is after more intelligent creatures, it would explain why it doesn't react to something like arrows, inanimate objects, and why the octopus itself might have been completely left alone. How it got so big so fast, I don't know. Maybe that's just how octopuses work. Oramus has no clue regarding that.
Well, it tried to escape through a really tiny hole, probably. And then it suddenly got bigger.
Also, like, an interesting note for it being attracted to intelligence, it did, like, I know this isn't exactly this thing, but that whole wall of goo did jump to me when I cast Dispel Magic on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But it didn't when I cast Detect Magic. It just got rid of it. Which would make sense, maybe, because we both cast spells on it that have a range, right? They're not physical. Yet, right. I don't have a crazy high intelligence. And I was close to it. It sort of just disconnected it and I left. With you, it left like 60 feet to get to you.
I mean, divination isn't I'm not saying about the schools matter. I'm saying that was like divination. This was like abjuration, but with the abjuration, it was kind of like
that's
an
true.
attack. It was like something that it was taken as an offense. While detect magic was like it was almost.
I'm inspecting it.
Well, it's almost like it's canceling a divination and trying to like gain more knowledge about it. It's like it doesn't want to be known, maybe.
Okay.
Rather than
no, that's a good point.
I'm not saying
I keep forgetting detect magic is divination, which makes perfect sense. I just never think of it like I'm gaining knowledge rather than I'm inspecting it. All right, I guess let's check out the other room.
Okay.
Gallows, if you want to take the lead.
Room is kind of similar, but it's got less bunks and it's got more workstation type things. It's also got some things that maybe are recreational. There's like half of the room is it's actually kind of like two rooms basically. There's like a doorway into another room, but they're kind of connected. It's like a wide doorway, and one side has like sort of recreational stuff, whatever, like maybe some games, whatever their version of like foosball is or something. And the other side there is some workstation, like some desks and things, and some papers, and then some
no.
Like some nothing crazy, but like Smith kind of spots or something like that. Nothing like they like forge submarines here, but like they can maybe do some light repair work on a weapon.
Got some tool benches and stuff like that.
Like to repair weapons and harpoons and things like that. And they also have a couple of like harpoon guns laying in like a rack.
Well, everyone want to roll investigation? We might as well explore this place too. I rolled a 3, so it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah,
I will roll.
I will roll. No, I will roll.
Yeah, not gonna be me either. I got an 11.
No. Well, that's average, but I doubt we'll find anything with it.
Yeah, no.
No. We got no fracking idea. Okay.
Hold on. What? It's a roll for what?
Investigation.
I can roll for.
What? No, you can't.
No, you're not.
You're a
Magnolia.
child. You cannot see the environment.
Oh, Magnolia. Wow. That's a good point. Above average, barely. So probably no.
Yeah, the same as me.
15. No, you rolled a 15.
Oh, 15. Sorry, I just saw the 11. My brain went straight to that.
I don't know.
So you guys are trying to investigate the room. There's not really much here. I guess again, there's not like lots of like torn. There's nothing. Yeah, there's no reason to indicate they were like ripped from their rooms or something crazy like that. There are a couple of things that are like you find like a deck of cards with some like weird little like halfling words on them or something like that, and different images than you've seen with like some more sea creatures and stuff like that. But those ones appear, there's like a couple of them like lying on like the floor and lying on like a table, like they were just like set down in the middle of a game, maybe like a couple of hands.
So it might have been pretty sudden.
But you don't see them like thrown. It's not like they were thrown to the side. It was like
if it's a psionic attack, they could have just stopped what they were doing, put their cards down, and walked out. You know? I do want to check something. Just real quick. You sort of described this as sort of recreational area. We haven't seen anything like a kitchen or anything like that. Does it seem like food was stored in this place?
Oh,
any level of food.
There's probably a couple. I wasn't thinking a lot. There's no like you don't see a kitchen right away, but there's like.
But they have food.
They have like dried meats and things like that, in like a little square thing. It's not like a lot, but like beef turkey kind of a thing.
But it's out.
It's out.
Like it's out in the open, or it's stored.
No, most of it's stored. Maybe you find. I guess with Magnolia's 15, you guys maybe find like one or two pieces that are like on like a bunk or something like that, just like sitting there with like a bite.
Okay. So, yeah, they didn't retreat and take their food stores with them necessarily, because in kind of an evacuation, like if they needed a barricade, they would have needed all the food they could have gotten. And I am going to, I'm going to rip the top off the jerky, and I'm gonna eat some. And I'm gonna toss some to you too, Ishmael.
Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
Yeah, you can eat some of
that. Hey, you get stressed when you're hungry.
Yeah, I need my protein intake to be max.
We're some of the last few people here. We need to make sure we're up at top capacity.
It's a strange feeling when no one's dead yet no one can do anything.
I'll toss some to you two, Gallows and Magnolia. Let's get it. And we can munch on that a bit.
You know me and like Belgrim are so screwed, dude.
No,
we're so done.
No, you're not.
No. See, we know your character's not dead because it hasn't been bit by a spider yet.
That's true.
Okay, that's not fair.
They already
that isn't fair. You weren't even here for that campaign. No.
This is when the ooze like takes or whatever it is takes the shape of a spider, and we're like,
yeah.
Okay, let's continue down the hall. Spiders. Then. Let's continue down the hall. Let's see if it goes anywhere. I'll give the Gardrix some jerky.
I'm just going into that other recreational room.
You're not going to give unconscious Prin any jerky?
Bro, I'm not going to chew it up.
How are you going to eat it?
Yeah. He was going to say jerky's not an unconscious food.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm pretty sure he's baby birded me other stuff.
So here's the thing.
Where's the...
I'll let you guys go through like a ton of stuff. The main thing is kind of obviously I can't make every single area you go into like this super tiny, because that's
I got you.
So you guys find a couple more places like this along this hallway. It goes around a couple of times. It's like imagine a dungeon, but it's not an actual dungeon. It's just like basically living quarters and stuff. So there's more things like that. You probably find maybe some more little reports or things. You don't find anything too crazy or anything like that. But what you do find, at one point, you find a door that is either locked or like stuck or something like that. Like you can't really like get it jolted. You've essentially searched almost everything else. If there's anything in particular that you were like looking for, let me know. But otherwise, I don't think there's anything that's gonna like stand out.
I mean, people, if we can find them.
No, yeah.
And signs of like large scale movement in one direction.
Not that either. Yeah, it's like they just vanished or something essentially. But yeah, this like locked door that's a little bit deeper in, and it's actually like you go into a room and it's kind of like a little bit like an office. And then it's either another room or a closet or something, but this door like just won't like open. It's like
it won't open. Okay. Well,
it's like locked or barred or something from the other side. You're not sure.
Let's see if it can be forced down. Actually, real quick. Passive perception 17. Does it look like along the walls, anything like that, there's an alternate route into this room?
No.
Like a small vent, perhaps.
There are ventilation and stuff. You don't see one that's like on this wall that leads into that room, and they're pretty small because even if they're big enough for you to fit through, maybe Magnolia could get through one. But
well, I meant specifically could a Corallian scoot through? A bar from the back side.
Not on that wall. There's one on like the other side, so like maybe the ventilation goes over there. But...
Ishmael, I'm gonna try to force it open.
Do you want me to assist you?
Yeah, sure, why not? I think we have the exact same strength bonus, so...
I believe we do.
We are, 11. So we're a team on this.
Okie dokie.
Athletics. Actually, literally us doing the help action is the same thing, so you might as well roll in case you want to use your luck point.
Sure. I'll do it.
26.
All right, 26 is pretty good.
25.
25.
So Oramus
look at us.
Grabs at it first, and
we're so buff.
And like you hear like this loud like clong, like you. It's not like something breaks, but you like scrape metal against metal really hard, and it kind of resounds through a little bit of the facility, which isn't heavily furnished with things that absorb a sound. Those sounds echo pretty well in here. There is like cushions and things. You can't quite get it, so what's his name? Ishmael comes over and tugs it as well, and it clangs again, and you hear it creak, and it's almost like rusty sounding when you push it open. You want to just push it open?
Yeah.
Well, does Gallows immediately recognize anything with his sight?
Not until it's open.
All the way? Like I don't know if his sight extends out into that room once it's open. He can
gigantic
perceive.
behemoth.
I mean,
immediately reached its arm through the door.
Yes, it looks like there's a wall over there. How far do you want to?
All right, fair enough. Not a lot of detail.
Like if you want to have go up to it and slowly open it until you see something, or
is there a barricade that seems to be obviously be on like the other side? Like, is it obvious how this door has been like sealed shut?
Okay, I'm just gonna assume you're pushing it open. You push it open. It does seem to be
more so, yes.
Open. You get it like halfway, and it seems to stick. What you see in this room is that it's kind of a, there's only small vents, so it's like clearly like it's not like you could access it via the vent unless you maybe polymorph into like an animal or something. You see that it's furnished similarly to the little office you were in the other room, but it's got like a safe, and it's got some like stacks of paper, and it's almost like this was like some like important person's office kind of, and this is like a important area or something. But the most important thing you really see without doing too much investigation, you do see another body on the floor, or it seems like a body on the floor that's like sort of like with a cloak over it.
It gets up and it's a hollow, and it just 3-shots everybody.
It waves its knife around at light speed.
It does seem like the cloak or whatever is maybe like a little bit like tanned very nicely, so it's like maybe this is like a rich guy's cloak or something. You don't know how the society works. But what you see on the table, there's a flickering light, like a little lamp light. There's one on the ceiling, but it's like fully out. But there's a little lamp that's actually still on, slightly flickering over the table. And you look at it, and you see scratched into this it's wood. I didn't ever really figure out where they got wood from, but I figured it'd be kind of weird. There's like no wood furnishings in the whole place, so
it's made of coral.
It's probably some kind of wood or something like wood that grows in the water, so it's some kind of like plant that grows from the rock itself.
I mean, it's probably just driftwood.
No, but he's saying where do the trees come from? It could just be stone, to be honest. But yeah, you're saying it's wood. Trees.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I think that there's plants that essentially have like wood-like tendon properties that grow in the water. So they're not like big trees, probably. They maybe have like short little trees, but they're thick enough and they're strong enough they can kind of like strip it and make it into like furniture and stuff. And it just looks kind of nice. And they kind of were a flourishing society. They wasn't like this like society that had lots of war or anything. So
I feel like it would look pretty willowy almost. But
yeah, it almost has a greenish look to it. Maybe it has like a but it's dried and it's sealed and stuff. Anyway, scratched into it, like scratched into the ceiling and stuff, is words that are in Halfling, which Magnolia
cipher.
She doesn't want to go over to the body because the body's like basically lying in front of it. You can see from where
it's fine. I'll go over there and move it. We haven't had one get up yet, so he's assuming this one won't either.
Well, she can read it from, so I'll have her read. We'll read it first before you move the body. Okay. But it says on it, it's kind of like scribbled, so she can't even read all of the words, and it's like almost bloody a little bit, like they were scratching with like their fingers,
nails.
Sorry. And it says in the end, it's nothing but madness. And as you go forward and you move the body, the robe slides off, and it is the same one that you found before. Or it looks
his body moved.
That's what it looks like. Not that you knew it's coming, but that's what you immediately think, like, he looks similar to him, or if anything, it's like maybe his brother. I mean, I already said like they're very like he was very decrepit and stuff, so he's like skin and bones. So you're like, I mean, maybe you're just.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, but that's what
he starts a bit and inspects the blood on the desk. Does it seem fresh?
No, it seems pretty dried, and you do notice when you move him over that it's his fingernails that are a little bit bloody, but it's all dried blood.
But he did do it with his fingernails.
That's what it appears to be, yeah. But he
okay, I'm gonna assume. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna assume at least the message was carved earlier, even if this is the same body. I don't think. No, this is different. I think. So he starts and then he sort of examines it like with a focused gaze, and then he looks back and he says, "All right, let's see what we can find, if anything more here. And after that, I'm sure this seems to be the last room." So I'm gonna roll investigation. I think we all should.
I will re-roll my Inves.
You said there was a safe, right? I'll actually try to get the safe. I'll see if I can.
Magnolia. Yeah, Marigold is. Magnolia
oh yeah, makes way more sense. Yeah, makes way more sense. You're right. I'm gonna guess Ishmael rolled the best.
Yeah, I think I did with the 23.
All right, cool. And I guess I can roll for Magnolia. I don't know what her sleight of hand is, though. Actually, Royce, could you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her sleight of hand is stupid good.
Sorry.
Yeah, but she keeps rolling low.
She actually has proficiency, so minimum 25.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn. Stupid rogues.
17, 13, 23. Yeah, you guys are investigating pretty good. I don't think there's anything else really important.
I'm not typing that out.
You do find.
Okay, so it's a 25.
25. Okay.
Okay.
Before she unlocks it, she's like quickly clicking through it. You guys are glancing around the room, and you don't see really anything. You see some more paper with writing on it. It's a little bit more neater print and stuff, and it seems to have really similar information, though it's not like you're learning a bunch of new stuff. But yeah, there's something about madness, and this one has a little bit more. It's more organized and stuff, so there's a little bit more. You find more of the sort of like dark sounding poetry and stuff. And whenever you notice that at certain points in the writing, it'll like break, and it almost sounds like they're writing in a different voice and with more scribbly handwriting. The same again. I keep saying dark poetry. It's hard to like define that exactly, but just kind of like
I understand,
like emo stuff almost. Just like
it's very Edgar Allan Poe.
This and the darkness, and it just sounds like like some cult member is writing it or something. But it's not excessive. It'll just be sometimes they'll just say it as like a line, like they're referencing something. Like they'll just be like, yeah, the madness is frightening, I'm worried about my children or this person or something like that. And then it'll just be like, oh, the dark depths of despair eat away at us all or something, and you're just like, okay, that's weird. Like, are they quoting something or what?
Do they ever look back at their own writing and think, what the hell is wrong with me? I think after Magnolia looks at after Magnolia opens up the safe, we see what's in it. It might be worth her to have her investigate the handwriting and see if she can get some sort of a message out of it. Like Prin was just making noises before, but she was actually trying to communicate.
Wait, what? What?
It's the ramblings of a madman, or is it? Is kind of the.
If she can get something from it, I mean.
Yeah, because she's the only one who can read it.
Oh,
right? Unless anyone else knows Halfling.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I figure she's just explaining it, but.
And this is, of course, after she's opened the safe. We don't even know what's in there yet.
Yeah, she cracks the safe pretty quickly once you guys are done. Again, that was pretty much all the stuff you found, or just more paperwork and stuff. And there's a couple, and there's for description purposes, there's kind of like a nice harpoon gun on the wall. Like there's like a mounted sort of like a seal or something like that, like a seal head on the wall. You find a couple of parts of a diving suit, or like a diving suit helmet and stuff. But again, it's mostly like nice equipment and things. Like this person was richer, or like an important, like the president or something like that.
A captain.
Yeah, sorry, not the president, but just like
he could be a naval captain or something like that.
Militant, so that's why I'm like, it was somebody that was maybe like some sort of political leader of their democracy or whatever they had.
Yeah.
So inside the safe, she first opens it, but
just let me know if I see a map at all of the facility anywhere. That's all. That's the last thing I try to look for.
Okay. I mean, probably there might be some. Why? Just like you're trying to look for,
to sort of understand where we can go, and also where we ran into a giant wall of ooze. I want to know what is in that direction.
Right.
That's all. Sorry. Safe opening.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just thinking. You probably. Sorry, I'm also looking at something. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Okay, you have that one. Okay. Okay. What was the last thing you said?
We were opening the safe. Oramus is going to look for maps, see if he can gain any knowledge about the where they are as a facility. Magnolia will have to read that, obviously, any language. Where the direction of the ooze was coming from, maybe like where it originated, could be interesting to learn, and where potentially we might be able to go.
You
stuff you'd want from a map.
See most, you find also there probably is some sort of like emergency map or something. It's basically everywhere you see everywhere you've gone. There's not much more to this specific facility. You see the place where you went down into was just a it basically doesn't map it all the way. It maps like 50 feet in or something, but it sounds like it looks like it's like a mining area.
They dug too deep.
Like it went to a mine of like Shalar crystals and other minerals or something like that.
Okay.
So that's probably all it was, until whatever this thing is inside of it.
And any naval charts? I guess I'll ask that. They'd be with the maps, I assume.
I mean, kind of, sure. It's weird because the way they map stuff is like on the surface, on the bottom of the surface of the rock. Like, so, it's like a globe, and then they live in the glass of the snow globe, and then they walk and they mine and things all along the edge of the snow globe. So what you find is like maybe you find like a thing that like has like, oh, this is like a forest of the trees or something like that they harvest from. You find like, oh, the Shalar crystal mine here, and you find like maybe a couple spots where they're like, oh, possible Shalar crystal location or something like that, or like maybe a new mine. A lot of their stuff is renewable, like with Shalar crystal, very renewable resource that they can grow back very easily.
Okay. That might come in handy if we have to traverse deeper in or out, So he'll snag a couple of them, and whoever's carrying most of the. Oh wait, that's me. I think. I guess I'll store them. Why not? All right, what's in the safe? I'm sorry, I'm done.
At first, it appears to be like nothing. Like she opens it up and she's like, "I don't see anything." And it's kind of dark though, obviously. So she peers in a little bit closer and sees in the back there is like a little like ledge or something, and she pulls it, and the bottom of it is like a folder that's like the same color as a safe. So it's kind of like hard to see. She pulls it out and opens it up, and inside of it is there's a little key, and there is also a um, it's basically a will. um, and it is a little bit clear on who they are, who the person was, and yeah, they were some kind of like a political leader, almost like a chieftain or something.
Okay.
Kind of weird, like is there like more a little more advanced than like a tribe, but it's almost like it was like a tribal society kind of, with just more advanced stuff and equipment. Um, it has um, it has their name, which I didn't actually write, but it's not that important probably. And just like some of like their children and things like that, and they're named the current named replacement of chieftain or whatever and stuff. But otherwise, that's basically it. And there's no note on what the key does. It's just like a little key.
What is there any? Does Magnolia notice any of that kind of dark writing in the will? Is it? I'm trying to identify if the will was recently written.
No. It seems like it's just like an old older maybe.
Okay. Does he say what he's leaving to his offspring? Potentially this key's related, so
it kind of just mostly just like says like all of my belongings and stuff. But it goes through just some of the stuff you've seen in the room and things, and some of it just because there's obviously stuff in there that's probably just like gets passed on to the next chieftain, but some of it like like the diving equipment and like the head of the sea thing and things like that were his that he decorated with are going to his family, his wife and stuff.
Okay. Well, we got this key, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Chance it goes to any of the subs. The subs take a key to start.
Do they though? I thought they're all dependent on that valve thing that you have to access from the top.
As an energy source, potentially we know they take Shalar crystals, but we don't know if like a key is required to start it.
Does it look like the correct type of key for that?
I don't know.
I'm not necessarily sure. Magnolia, being a halfling, maybe can suggest that it seems like it's like an activator key rather than a like lock key, because it does look kind of weird.
Okay.
Activator in a sense like maybe it activates like a machine or something like that.
And nothing in this area. It's not like there was a particular type of machinery that was specifically used in this area, right?
No, not in here.
Okay. Do we want to see if it fits a sub, maybe?
Why not? Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
Okay. Let's head back then. And
Pilgrim will be fine where he's at, of course.
I don't. I want him back. How we proceed is tricky. It doesn't like radiant damage, though, Belgrim. We learned that. I got my arm stuck in it, too, and I managed to free myself. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It just really doesn't like radiant, and then it tries to attack harder.
Okay, so you guys can get back to the subs.
Yeah, let's have Magnolia try them out, because she can fit in both of them. It just saves time.
Yeah, so the I'll just explain it since it's pretty easy. Essentially, the key will activate the engines and stuff in the ship, and it kind of seems to give it like unlocks all of the controls.
Okay.
And you're not sure if it seems like it's possible to run the vessel by just like unlocking it with the key. Like you can like start it up kind of and pull the key out. And it'll just like it'll run, you can turn it off or whatever. But it
Okay.
also seems like if you leave the key in, it there's certain like switches and things that all stay on. When you pull the key out, there's like certain lights that'll like turn off and stuff like that. So essentially you could start both of the submarines up, but you could only leave the key in one of them. And that may or may not be a problem or whatever, you don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Even know how to pilot one of these things?
Not necessarily, but Marigold was there, and she's probably the only one who can, given that, like, I imagine if this thing has foot pedals or they need to sit down, they're probably made for halfling feet. So seats or anything like that, probably halfling designed. We can sit in it. I'm just not sure we can pilot the damn thing.
I mean, Marigold probably could, right?
Yeah, I'm saying she could. She just doesn't necessarily know how to.
Fair enough.
Ishmael, did you ever describe sort of the interaction you had with the ooze to any of us, or did you keep that to yourself?
During the period when we were trying to investigate the area and we were doing the searches around, I think I would have taken that time to explain the kind of interaction I had with the ooze and the like dark Belgrum.
Okay. Did you mention at all then the sort of vision it gave you? If you didn't, that's totally fine. I just can't make certain assumptions.
I just don't think I would have done it. Like, I think it would have been something that would have been very difficult for me to really.
You're just like, it showed me a vision. Like, it's not descriptive.
Yeah, it would have been, I would have probably tried to describe it, but I think knowing Ishmael's character, it would be pretty difficult for him to articulate like a lot of the subtleties of like the emotion that came across and stuff like that.
Do you think at least I would be able to translate the fact that they were sort of one detail you were given was that they were floating like in water, potentially at the center of this place?
Yeah, no, I definitely would have communicated the fact that the corpses seem to be submerged in like the black liquid.
Okay. In that case, Prince said it has Belgrim. Prince said it's coming for her.
Yeah.
We have a sub.
We do.
That potentially is keeping us from, touching it. If this
no one really knows how to pilot.
Yeah. I'm just saying the sub is an option out or further in, whereas, the crawdad is also, but we're in it then.
Yeah, no, I think the crawdad is probably a bad approach going deeper due to the fact that it's not an encapsulated space, and also if I take damage, I have to roll con to see if the crawdad just disappears. And that way we reserve it as a backup if we need to make a quick escape or something, because the crawdad has... Yeah. We can just make it take a bunch of dash
as far as I see it right now, we could go deeper, or we can go back right now and we can check on the ooze. I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with checking on the ooze because it was slow. Like when we were climbing the ladder, it was like, yeah, I'll take my time.
I just feel like...
What are you thinking?
I feel like it's probably at a point where it has already reached the seal. Like,
I imagine so too. So that's what I'm saying. Is it worth checking on? Because if it isn't, what does that mean?
I feel like it might not be. Because I don't think it's going to be pushing Belgrum towards the top with it. I think he's probably fairly deeply submerged within it.
So what do we want to do?
Unfortunately, I think we are in a situation where moving forward is really our only option.
So how do we want to do it? Sub or go back to where we were?
I think sub.
You think sub?
When in doubt, sub it up.
And when in doubt, sub it out. Okay.
The real question I have is, who is going to primarily operate the sub? And we're going to base this off like intel?
It'll probably have to be Magnolia. She's got a 19 intelligence, and it's probably designed for her.
Yes, yeah, I think so. The rest of us can lay on our tummies so we don't.
I don't think she'll have too much of a problem. It'll just be like slow going, kind of.
Okay.
It's real cramped in the sub.
I'll dispel the guard drake. I'm sure it won't fit.
Okay, that's probably smart. So yeah, you guys can climb in and
sorry, guard drake.
Close it up. And
I'll hold on to Prin.
I'll assume you guys grabbed some of the maps and stuff.
Yeah, I said I took some of the naval maps.
Most definitely.
So that way we know how to get down. And especially if we need to make a quick escape up.
So you guys look and think you know the basic direction that would be... You guys are trying to leave, or you're just trying to go...
Down.
Down?
It seems like what Ishmael was shown was at closer to the heart of this place.
He just saw people floating in the darkness. That's all he really saw.
Right. And we don't have much to go, and if Pilgrim was brought somewhere, it might have been there.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, this is a planet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small planet, but it's still gonna take, like, an excessively long time for you guys to, like, search all of the liquid, all of the water.
We can make a trip down into it and then come back out.
Yeah.
And the wonderful thing is I still have that sending stone.
Mm-hmm.
So if they figured out a way to cure Prin by the time we're done doing, checking around, we could head back, fix up Prin, and come back. We could potentially have extra intel. So if we're working on it from both ends, potentially... Well, we left Octopus Boy with the people back home.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay, I guess. So you're saying that if they can cure him, then maybe they can cure Prin.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Ishmael, with that sort of extra information, do you think that's something we still want to pursue? And you too, Gallows, like you're free to...
Sorry.
Is that something we want to pursue?
I feel like yes, personally. But then again, I'm kind of a more act now, think later fella.
What are you thinking, Gallows?
I don't think we should.
You don't think we should?
Right.
Okay. In which case, then, I will try to help speed things up then. If we haven't gone down there, I won't cancel the guard drake yet. So what I'll do is I think we should check on the place where the slime was first. The clay. I think we should check on it first. If we get any extra information that makes it obvious we should go one way or another, I think we should take it. Does that make sense to you, Ishmael?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay, let's head back for a moment then.
Okay, you guys walk back through the bloody hallways.
Love it. Every time.
When you get inside of the room, you open up the door and you see the body is gone from there.
Okay.
And the entire back wall is black and it's moving towards you.
Great. It's sort of crept out then. It's sort of from the seal. Is the hatch open or has it sort of oozed out from between the...
It's totally covering. You can't see the hatch anymore. The back wall is like 2 feet thicker than it was before.
Yeah. Can I... Okay, I'm going to assume then I can't even observe the shape of the hatch.
No, you literally can't. Half the room is swallowed up.
No problem. No problem. All right. We see it. Ishmael, what are you thinking?
1 second.
Oh, no problem. Gallows, what are you thinking?
I really don't know.
Well... Attacking it... What are you guys thinking?
You guys might want to close the door. It's moving. It's not...
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
slow.
no.
It's slow, but it's moving like inches every 10 seconds it moves an inch or something like that. It's like...
Maybe we should just blast it.
Well, I want to hear what Ishmael has to say first.
I still think that we just need to hammer down and just progress forward. We can attempt.
You want to do something so we can learn something.
Yeah.
I get it.
I do feel like if we do damage to it, probably nothing will happen. I doubt it will really slow its progression forward, but we can attempt it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. In that case,
Daen, no.
in that case, I can try. We can sort of open the door. Gallows can fire Radiant Spell in there. If it surges forward, I can try to strike it with my Radiant damage. But yeah, as soon as I'm grabbed, if I'm grabbed, I'm canceling the Guard Drake. So Prin doesn't get yanked in with me.
And what are you doing?
Well, we are potentially going to whack at it.
But how? It's like
so. Okay, let me re-explain that.
Punch it with your sword or something.
We're gonna open the door. Nick was gonna blast at it with a radiant spell.
Right. Yeah,
I'm gonna effectively hold my reaction, see what it does. If it surges forward like into the doorway, I'm gonna strike at it. And as soon as I'm grabbed at all, as soon as I'm grabbed, I'm gonna let go concentration on the Guard Drake, so it drops Prin and it's not yanked with me.
If you cast another guiding bolt, it sort of has the same dent thing again, and it slightly slows down. Maybe it halves its speed, but it still seems to be moving forward. And the dent kind of fills in as it sort of does that swirl effect again. But it's
figures. Okay.
So frustrating. Our wizard got.
Your head things off again.
I even had a good radiant spell prepared, but
I know, man. What
that's
the heck?
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. It kind of sucks.
Hey, it happens.
Maybe you can do like the JoJo thing where you just start putting in, just start having that. What was it called in the beginning?
Hormone.
Yeah.
Gallows.
Yeah.
I'm just before we go. One last check. Look over your spells, in case you haven't seen anything that would help.
I mean,
he has radiant wise.
Yeah,
I mean just in general. Like I'm assuming you have a lot of non-combat spells too.
Some, but not really. It's either healing, a couple of combat ones, and then a couple of like curing options.
You don't really have any of the support ones or the ones that like affect the world around you? Oh.
No, not so much.
Well, this thing seems kind of invincible for the most part. I'm feeling more the sub option.
Battery casts like Flame Strike into it just to.
I mean, that was what I was going to cast next.
Well, it just comes back. I mean, there's not really a point. So, submarine?
Yeah, I'm full submarine. I'm team sub at this point. I
don't want to abandon them, but if we all throw ourselves at it, are we really doing anything?
No, I don't think we're going to be able to stop it. I don't think we're going to be able to. Maybe we make a ding in it. That's it. I think the best we can hope for at this point is making a scratch in this entity.
Yeah, and then it eats us and it recovers.
Exactly.
Let's see if we can learn more. Okay, I guess we're heading back to the sub. We're heading back to the sub.
You guys are going to
go get in it.
In a straight down or whatever, I guess?
We're going to see what we can learn, or if there's any other facilities in nearby caverns that seem to be in the direction of this thing. We can sort of keep an eye out for them and potentially investigate them, see what's up. You know, are they completely taken over by this thing? Let's find out.
So you're bringing... Which direction you want to go?
Well, I'm looking at the naval charts, I guess.
I'm gonna
Does
say
it seem like they're...
West is going to be back to the way out, essentially. So.
Okay, hold on. West, back out. Well, do the naval charts illustrate any nearby facilities sort of in the direction of where we think Belgrim was taken? Because there's like caves, like pockets, right?
I mean, no, it's kind of hard to tell anyways, but no, not in that particular direction.
So no.
They was going towards a mine area, so it's unlikely that there'd be another facility over there. They wouldn't have a mine going super far into the rock if they already had a facility over there.
Yeah, I guess I was more unsure if they were digging towards like the surface or down to the water.
There's probably like one if you go north-ish direction. There's another facility that way or something, and that's all you can really find out.
What do you guys think? Do we want to check that out? Do we want to just go deeper?
Don't really see a point in going deeper if we already have the lead of checking out that cavern.
Okay, let's go check out the other facility then. Let's see what we can learn.
You all good with that or not?
That's fine with me.
Yes. Venture into the cavern.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out
stuff spiritually.
I'm trying to figure out as much as I can as fast as I can. It's just that there's not a lot.
Hey, Belgrim, give me a intelligence save. Let's just do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
See how that goes.
You said it's save, right?
Yes, a save. So plus whatever you have, I guess. Plus 10 or 9?
18.
There's a +9, but only rolled a 9.
You know, that's not bad. So it's up to.
I almost wish we.
My idea for Belgrim.
Sorry, say that again.
For Belgrim, I'm talking about. My idea for Belgrim was to, depending on how everything went down, I don't know, they might have, if there might have been other things for them to do, but essentially for you to get like a moment of focus / sanity and be able to try and just teleport to the circle. Because I don't know, I don't know if there's like a different idea you have, but I was thinking that seems like the quickest way to get out of the situation and to a place you know that they can get to at some point. I don't remember if you had the. I think you had the key.
Or hopefully it doesn't require somatics.
Normally,
or what's the? Yeah, hopefully it doesn't require somatics.
Normally you had the orb. I think you're the one that usually was on hearing.
Okay.
You had the orb because you were the teleporter. Yeah.
Yeah, when Josiah is not there, you usually have it because you're the smart boy.
Part of the reason why we couldn't leave.
Teleport's only verbal.
Nice. Perfect.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm surprised by that myself. But no, yeah, if I do manage to do that, that would probably be my plan, because the only other one would be like Dimension Door, and that doesn't work when you're like floating through an abyss of fluid and can't see anything.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know what direction I should go to, because so it's obviously it's kind of a high level spell, but okay, so
no, but that makes sense.
You end up at the circle.
Nice.
I don't know what you would want to do. Is there a way you can contact them, or
sending?
Ooh, yeah.
He has that, so I'm asking. I did look at your spells a little bit, but I wasn't looking at all of them because there's a lot. Also, the way that D&D Beyond does is it shows all of the spells that you can upcast them also, so it looks like you have like 5.
Yeah, it looks like I have a million spells, but I just have a bunch that I can upcast.
I know how upcasting works. Just show me every single time. But,
yeah.
Did you, so 3rd level sending. Oh, you do have sending prepared.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I would absolutely do that. I would spend the 3rd level spell.
Okay, so yeah, what do you
want? Who are you
to,
reaching out to?
Yeah, who do you want to talk to, and who? What do you want to say?
Let's see. Well, when I separated from the group, was everybody still up?
No. You knew the paladin was out of commission.
Okay.
She started seizuring basically right when it started moving forward. So, yeah, I don't think it really. Everybody that's up is still up.
Okay. Let's see. That's 25 words.
Or less.
Well, I got out of the evil goop. That probably sounds like what evil goop me would say. But no, I'm back at the circle right now. I totally teleported away. I had a moment of clarity, suspended in the abyss. I feel like there's allegory here. I'm not sure what it is.
That's more than
yeah, if you make it back here. Do filler words count? Oh no.
Who are you reaching out to?
You want to say that too?
Oh, right.
Doesn't really
probably
Ishmael. Cthulhu.
To Cthulhu? No, not to. Yeah, I'll send a message to the horrible abomination we saw on the way in. Hey, how's it going?
Come get me. That's when you trap it in deep
Mighty
space.
squid lord, I will bow before you.
That's when you trap it in deep space. All right, cool. Ishmael, in the sub. We've barely gotten going.
Yep.
You guys start heading.
Belgrim's like, guys, the DM doesn't want you going down there. Get the hell back up here. No, I'm kidding.
No, I just wanted Belgrim
right,
not to be gone. But so who did you say that to? And what are you responding?
Ishmael.
Okay,
Ishmael.
How are you gonna respond?
So I guess
you got asked. He just did a whole thing at you.
Just you. He basically, what did you say? You said that you got out. You're at the teleportation circle. And that's like, what do you?
That's all he said.
Yes. So we know he's free. I guess I would try and communicate that to everyone while I'm in the sub.
That's fine.
I think you can respond to sending as well. Like it's like a mental link that works.
Yeah. Well, it's established.
I'll let you be like, guys, he's messaging me right now. Like while he's saying, I can tell everybody.
I think I would say 4 words, straightforward, just at him.
Get the hell out.
We're going deeper. Stay safe.
Are we going to continue to go deeper?
I think I would rather have him assume that we are now, so he at least takes precautions for that. And if we change our minds and we try and make it backtrack, then he is at least safe, because I don't think there's a reasonable... I don't want him to take the risk of trying to regroup with us at this time, necessarily.
How many teleport spells do you have, Belgrim?
1 per day. That is my top shelf spell at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's already
gone.
Yeah, he's already used it. We're going to have to wait for a long rest.
Might as well take a nap in that spooky place.
I will communicate to everyone that Belgrim is safe at this moment.
That's good.
And then we can discuss moving forward from there. The issue is that Belgrim, because of his spell, was able to bypass a major blockade that we will have to go through.
Yeah, honestly, like, it still almost seemed like a good idea to leave. And now we can, and at least take Prin with us. We might have to come back, but at least then, Belgrim has a 7th level spell slot. So, if we descend deeper and we're like, we're all going to die, we could at least teleport out. I don't know. It just seems like we'd also be going down there with Prin. If it turns out they've come up with a way to fix it, we can do that, have an extra person. If not, how do we not know this thing isn't tracking us through her?
You guys feel...
It literally took control of the other guy.
You guys feel a really slight tremor?
Lovely.
Not really sure what it is. It's just kind of like the water moves or something. Magnolia maybe like makes note of it. She's like, "Oh, that was like the paddle or something sort of like moved against her." And she's like, "I don't know." But it doesn't seem that bad. Belgrim, you
Lovely.
You see the ice and stuff, because basically the circle was kind of like it was open originally when you guys first came here, but it was kind of like covered up by this like cone of ice. And whenever you walked out, you could see the thing and stuff, but it was kind of like you were in a protected. So you kind of were in a protected little spot. Yeah. I'm going to assume like 10 minutes have passed or something. It's not like this is just happening. You guys were just like talking a lot and heading on your way.
Yeah.
Suddenly tremors.
You see the ice like crack a little bit, and then chunks of it like start to like fall and whatever, and they basically just go like shatter all over the place. Some of them just scatter off. Some of them follow down around you. You're not hurt or anything. You're like, whoa, okay. But what you see is the giant tentacled whatever the heck is reaching for the asteroid that you're on.
Yay!
Okay.
Oh, great! The squid monster will consume us. Perfect.
Grabs it. It grabs the entire planet, and, like wraps it around, and like basically like less than a mile away from you, this enormous tentacle is like when you're like, whoa, you like shake on the ground.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
circle is sort of magic, so it kind of keeps you from like flying out of it. It has like a very protective sphere, like you can't leave unless you want to, unless you're, I mean, really, really powerful.
Yeah.
You kind of like, whoa. But you immediately feel the ground start to like crackle a little bit or something.
Buckle
Like
under the weight. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like starting to like grab this planet and.
Oh,
well, this is the part where the video game countdown timer happens to get the hell out.
Yeah.
Quick time event. Cast
Hey,
your
you got another one of those sending spells?
Oh yeah, I would absolutely let them know. Guys, you remember that really crazy thing we saw on the way in, like the really bad,
like,
huge one, made of tentacles and hate? Yeah, it's eating the planet, like right now. It's crushing it.
Does that make it obvious that I think my position is unchanged? I still think we should leave. Time to go?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just
Ishmael's
curious
like,
as to
no,
how well we'll be able to navigate an escape route.
Naval, we have the naval charts. We know
I mean,
we came from the
that's
west.
true. That's true.
Basically enough. I'm sure they have some sort of compass type thing in their vessels and things. You guys know where you came from essentially, because you guys just like went straight down and you went this way and you came back up, and so you kind of just needed to go this way. So you guys have moved this way, so pretty easily you guys are smart enough, you can calculate the trajectory and get there.
I'm sure Magnolia's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's doing this on like the.
I'm seeing that scene from Titan AE where they're like having the chase scene through all the frozen asteroids that are crashing into each other.
I just like saw that. What the heck?
I love that movie.
Magnolia, where is Rachel right now? She's usually on by now.
Planet Bob.
Like 7:30 maybe. It's kind of 7-ish, between 7.
Yeah, depends on when she gets off.
Okay, let's get the hell out.
Through the water. I mean, you can barely even tell, but you can feel the like shock waves and stuff, and you're just like shaking around, getting. I mean, it's really tight already. You guys are like, oh, I'm like running into like stuff and just running into each other. It's really tense, I suppose. And then you can see, because the porthole on the top, you can see that you've surfaced in the little chute or whatever.
Nice. I'm glad we made that rope.
You guys do see that there are the edges of the rocky surface and stuff are like cracking, and like bits of rock are falling, and yeah. So
all right, I'm gonna hold on to Prin, and I'm gonna start trying to climb this thing.
Okay. Yeah, you guys just go down with the rope and climb. It's kind of tough, but there's no reason for you guys to be able to get up it. As you climb, you know, there's rocks cracking and falling around, but you're able to get up there. And, excuse me, yeah, you guys climb out and you see what Belgrim described. He's standing in there, probably got the little orb like ready to transport. The surface of this planet is like all rough terrain almost. Like it's just cracking, like there's like mountains that are like suddenly just like coming out, just like you see these frozen jets of like water, of like the dark liquid like shooting out of it like geysers. Like it's like this shell is cracking and this water shooting out but immediately freezing. So it's like these huge shards of black ice just. And
run.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, you guys all run there, right?
Fight?
can get to the circle, and
let's hoof it.
Want to go right now? Teleport?
Might as well, yeah.
No, I want to watch. I want to stand on the precipice.
Right.
I'd rather not that one little crack like enter the circle, the whole thing just not work when we put it in there.
Oh yeah. It breaks off the one piece that's outside of the protection, so we're just in this like sphere that's just floating through space.
Maybe if we all just wave the sword and try to push back.
Guys, plug it in and teleport. And you find yourselves hurtling through the far realm with this ice encasing. It's much more cracked than it was, and as you're about halfway through, you see the other side of this like cylinder thing, which is usually both sides are kind of glowing a little bit, like with like magic energy or something. It like cracks and shatters and explodes, and it creates like a weird shockwave almost, even though clearly physics is not the same here. It feels like this like shockwave, and all the ice just shatters, but you just like hurtle even faster and shoot.
Just like Luke coming out of the Death Star.
Yeah. Huge explosion of magical energy, like mixing with this far realm physics and nonsense, and it's like a connection, like ancient connection is being broken essentially, and you hurtle through the teleportation other side and feel like you just slam into the ground, like you're just like dropping and just and you're all just lying in the circle of where'd you come from?
Lisbon.
Lisbon, thank you. The Lisbon circle.
Right.
If no one's done it yet, I'm gonna yank out the sphere from the circle. Okay. No pathway should probably be left open.
Well, I mean, they opened it on their own. Well, the Corellians did.
They did, but if they've destroyed that circle, then hopefully there's no option to.
Also, it's really rough. I hope that those other guys who are trans-dimensional, the Gith, I think we said they were. I hope they don't. Well, maybe they should find this guy. That wouldn't be too bad. But I can't think of any other scenario where that thing is good.
Is there still like a spring bubbling in the circle?
No, not at all. You do get the distinct impression that it's like that was like the circle was destroyed, and so it like cut off the connection or something. You see, Josiah is right outside the circle. He's got this little device. It looks like a little radio device or something. And it's making like a little like a feedback noise, kind of like a sound. And he's like, oh my god, guys, you're all here. Oh my god, thank God. And he's like his hand's shaking just a little bit, like he's like obviously very nervous.
No one's died yet.
He looks over.
He kind of thanks, Bryn.
He mutters something about whatever he's holding, but he also looks over and you see the circle. You see one of the runes on the circle is like it's like faded almost.
Ooh.
Like the etching is no longer magical.
Oh.
It's basically
that's not good.
It's sorry, I guess maybe it sounds worse than it is. You guys know from using the circle and stuff. It's basically it's where you teleport to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That connection's broken. That's all. That is.
Oh boy.
But it's not like it's like the whole thing gonna fade. It's just like this is like this it's a broken connection. So it's like a remnant of
it's been consumed.
Yeah.
He Ormus sort of sits up and he says, We need to speak. Corelli is gone. It's gone, the whole thing.
I think did you do it? He's looking at his device again, and you see him show it to you, and it's got like a little display that has like little lines on it, kind of, and the feedback noise is like, and he clicks it off, and then he clicks it back on. You guys see that Prin is not seizure. She looks like she's like asleep, like unconscious. She's not like, seizing up or anything, but she's just like kind of peacefully just
okay
breathing normally.
He's kind of holding her. He'll say it's all gone.
What's wrong with?
They're all gone.
What's wrong with Prin? Is she okay?
Like our Corallian friend, much the same. At least she was.
Wouldn't it be great if we just did that airplane scene where we're just kind of like get a hold of yourself, slaps. It's just everybody is trying to wake her up.
Usually just clambers over each other to like do a hit first. Like, oh, she's so annoying. I hate the way she talks. And she's so handsy.
As you're telling him that, he taps a quick message on his radio, his other radio, like on his side, back to the base or something probably. But then he picks it up and he's just give me a report on the Corallians or the Coralites. It waits a couple of seconds and then they respond and it's like. It seems like they're doing fine, actually, sir. They're all unconscious. They seem to be breathing normally. One of them is actually waking up, and they're responding to questions or something. It seems like, or maybe what do you think happened? He's like, I'll get back to you. He hooks it back on, and he looks at all you guys, and he just like,
keep on the alert.
Well,
whatever it was intelligent. Whatever had control of their minds, it could be a ploy.
I don't know. We'll have to do some more tests, but he holds up the device he was holding. We've been trying to figure out what was wrong with them, and I'd figured out there was this frequency or something that was like a signal, to their brains or something like that. That was like keeping them. I didn't know what it was, but it seemed like they all had the same thing going to them, and I followed it. I followed it here, and that's what I was literally just checking. And I didn't want to go through after you, but I was curious if I should try to figure out a way to tell you what I had noticed, but I didn't have any way to get the equipment to you. Anyways, it seems like that signal was what was connecting them. So I think they're gonna be okay, if that's really what was affecting their minds, which. We might need a report from you guys, but...
We'll need to see. They'll need to be closely monitored.
Yeah.
Do you think that the rest of them are gone?
There's nothing left of that planet.
If there's anybody left, it's just going to be stragglers.
No, and the world was crushed, so they won't be long if they weren't gone already.
This must sound crazy to you, but there's something out there. Something... outside of where we were, and it did this.
You guys hear from like far away, somewhere else.
So is this Madockery or Zelda?
No, you guys can head back to the camp. Overall, it does seem like this is done. But there's
when the octopus creature consumes Daen.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming.
Seem to be some some problems with them. They seem to be like some of them have just like forgotten who they are and things. Some of them are scared and they're like, oh, like freaking out. I'm so sorry it took so long, but I want Prin to give me a D100 roll.
Ooh. No.
You know what the D100 is. He's holding on to you. He won't let you get hurt even if you don't wake up.
Yes, you were turned into a goldfish.
Yeah. Yes, you have been. You have had the alter memory spell cast on you multiple times.
About 6.
Oh,
did you roll a 1?
No.
What'd you get?
Is big numbers good or bad?
I don't think it matters. It's kind of one of those 91.
It's Prin, so.
It might.
91.
You never know.
Honestly, I think it's a. Oh, perfect. This isn't even that bad, bro. I mean, none of these are really that bad, anyways. This is a form, which I'll just say they figure it out pretty quick because some of the other people they're kind of testing on all of you, and some of them seem to have just minor things, but most of the Coralites and Prin have what we like to call in the biz indefinite madness, which doesn't mean they're like incapable of doing things or that they're mentally ill necessarily, like a person in real life. Instead, they have a additional flaw that's a little bit more overt than other flaws might be.
So something
we'll
like paranoia
action.
The flaw that Prin has, which I think,
gosh,
oddly,
it's actual insanity. I hate this.
You guys, I think that is actually weirdly kind of doesn't work for the character, but I think it's an interesting turn for the character. And also, by the way, there might be ways to remove it, like with greater restoration, which I know you guys might be able to do super easily.
Well, here, I didn't hear what it said, so go ahead and give it to me again.
And this is as if it was you in quotes. I can't take anything seriously. The more serious the situation, the funnier I find it.
You're like you became the Joker.
Oh no! Orion is going to be boring.
You don't need to be evil like the Joker, but yes, it is like that where you essentially have.
You're gonna find me hell of amusing.
Yeah, so this situation that you're waking up into, while you may normally be like, "Oh man, it's crazy all that stuff I've been listening to everybody tell you about it," you're just like finding it hilarious, like all the stuff that happened. Like, oh my god, there was like this like elder creature with like a tentacle that like killed this planet. That's insane. What the heck? Yeah, so do with that what you will.
Dark humor is going to be the best for you.
All right, I'm writing that down.
So yeah, what do you guys want to do? Or do you want to talk to Prin maybe or something?
I definitely.
How you doing?
I'm definitely holding her pretty tight.
She's fully conscious?
Oh, wait.
What's up, Awoken?
Well, hold on. So I'm fully conscious, right?
Yes, yeah. You're still like maybe like a little medical.
Let me finish writing this down so I don't forget. But go on. What were you saying, Zeke?
You're basically just recently woke up, but they like checked and made sure that you're not physically harmed really, but you seem to have, you find it hilarious, but apparently you're a little bit crazy now.
Yeah. Her immediate reaction is like she wakes up and then kind of laughs to herself and then covers her mouth. And that kind of chokes another laugh out of her. And that's probably it for a minute. And she's just kind of quiet there, trying to figure out why she's laughing.
Ormus just hugs her and just holds her tight. He doesn't say anything. He's just happy she's all right for the most part.
Yeah, she has not a clue where she is at all. Just kind of.
I gotta be honest, this is probably there's definitely worse ones that you could go with. The one just below the one you got would have been probably pretty rough. Especially since you and Ormus are closer, because it says there's only one person I can trust, and only I can see this special person. So basically, you have an imaginary friend that you trust, that you only the only person you trust.
That's everything I do mean nothing.
So there's definitely worse ones, and some of them aren't that bad. But that one, it's kind of a crazy sounding because it has like that Joker sound, but it's not necessarily. At least
man, that's almost like. That almost reminds me of like we might be dealing with something really bad, guys, because that sounds almost like when you've got the Demigorgon or something that powerful and you're like in like a 6-mile vicinity of its lair, you have to start dealing with like madness stuff, like a madness table that like overtakes you as you go.
Yeah,
like the entire
sounds similar to that.
It does.
Obviously not the same because it's not like a D10 or anything like that, but
yeah.
Yeah, Ormus is obviously very weird, and he'll stay with her until she's feeling better. He'll start to like quietly ask her questions regarding how she feels, and if she's interested in getting a recap, he's willing to tell her.
So
he's more interested in that than immediately getting to the point, which is unusual for him because usually he's like, logic dictates that I do this and be in charge, but right now he doesn't care too much about that. Planet just got destroyed, but at least she's okay.
That'd probably be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, honestly. I don't know. Going through that, she probably kind of. I don't know. I could actually see that in character, the description, because it could be in like, oh, or all the way to like manic laughing fits that cause her to faint from laughing exhaustion or something. Just I don't know the degree of serious this is.
I mean, yeah, it's not, it's not like you have uncontrollable laughter. It's just that you can't take stuff seriously, and the more serious it is, the funnier you find it. So with a situation like this that is probably pretty serious, where a bunch of people died, there's madness, like it's like a really rough time, you're probably finding it like pretty funny. You're like, okay, this is kind of like crazy, like all this stuff going on.
It's at the end of that, she'll just kind of chuckle to herself and just say, "A liability." And I got this far. Wow. Hmm.
Do we think she'd be physically fit to accompany us on our adventures?
We don't know yet. We'll have to. I'm assuming we're not going back to Coralia, so we'll be here for a little bit.
Physically, she does seem fine. It's just that her mental state might be like fragile. You guys, I'm just gonna assume you guys are all visiting with her, like just being like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" kind of thing. You can be standing, but you don't have to be like hugging her or something. But you, the tent flap or whatever opens up, and you guys see a little Coralite walk in. It's not the sorcerer or anybody. You just
Oh, it's a
somebody.
mini Belgrim.
Look at him. You can immediately tell he's not that crazy. You're like, oh, he's not like having like tapping his fingers really nervously or like looking around, or like he doesn't have any like of like the signs that you've seen when you were walking through to get to Prin's tent or whatever. You can see there a lot of them are like having problems like that. But when you look into his eyes, when you just like he locks eyes with you if you look over at him, and he looks like about the sanest person you've ever seen in your entire life. Like,
That's an interesting reaction for all of us to have.
I mean, if you look into his eye, I just mean like when he locks eyes with you, you're just like, whoa, like it's weird. Like maybe it's just because you're surrounded by all the people that look just like him, but they all seem crazy, or maybe he's just very sober or something. But he walks in and he just says, "I would like to speak with all of you for a moment, if I can."
Feel free to.
I'm here for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're there.
She snickers a little bit at him just because he's so somber.
He like smiles a little bit at you. Sorry, he's kind of older. He's not like very old, but he's like maybe like 40s or 50s or something. So he's got like a little bit of wrinkling around his eyes and his mouth.
Well, out there for a sec.
He's got a little bit of wrinkling, like crow's feet, a little bit around his mouth.
Okay.
He's maybe in his like 50s or something.
Okay.
He smiles kind of at you, like almost like a like you smile at a child that makes a joke, and you're like, it's cute, but it's not something that he's going to respond to really.
Yeah, makes sense.
I want to thank you for what you did. I know I heard what happened, and I understand the weight of the loss that we all feel. But I do not want any of you to worry or to feel the regret, which I know you may feel with so many of my brethren. They are
Just
dead.
glance over at Prin and like, do you mind?
It's okay.
It's
There's no one right now who can share exactly how I feel. The rest of my brothers and sisters have survived. They are all have gone mad, both with grief and with the creature that crept into our minds and controlled us. They are
For a little bit, I'll be right back. And she has to remove herself from this circumstance.
Yes, please do.
Ormus will follow her out.
That nervous giggling was killing me, though.
I know.
I saw you like laughing.
That was what I was hoping for.
This is good.
I should take voice acting lessons. I really want to. I love that.
It's fun.
Anyhow, that's all I wanted to say, and I hope that our people, my people, the few of us that are left, can assist you in any way that you need, and that we might.
For now,
I'm sorry, and that we might find find haven on your world.
wait. For now, just settle yourselves. There's nothing easy or simple about this. But you are welcome here. Thankfully, we are coming together of many peoples, so despite being different, we hope you will not feel alienated. Just look around. We have many that you can talk to about lodgings. There's a great ocean here, nothing like yours, but it does exist. So try to make yourselves as comfortable as you can be before you worry too much about helping us.
Thank you. Thank you for your kindness, and I will leave you to what you must do next. I will be doing what you said, and I will be trying to ensure my people have safe lodgings and that they will get better, that we can understand the madness that has overcome them. And he walks out and leaves.
I can understand where he's coming from. It is definitely a difficult time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally just I recently watched all the newest Star Trek movies, and I was just remembering in the first
I
one.
saw you watching those.
Well, so the first one
That's
with
cool.
I mean, spoilers when I wasn't seeing it, but the planet is destroyed, Vulcan, and there's
Yeah.
it's just the weight of losing the whole people, and it's not quite the same amount of people probably, but it's still the weight of losing your entire race of people
Everything. Yeah.
and having
There's
10
some left,
people
fortunately.
left or something is
It's more
insane.
just everything gets built up.
Yeah, this is society, everything, your society, your people,
A whole culture just
your culture,
vanished. Yeah.
just
Almost all gone.
and somehow that just made him. He probably didn't have the strongest madness anyways, but that just the weight of that sobered him immediately, and he just it's almost like he's immune to the madness now. He just
He's battle hardened.
emotionally battle hardened, I should say.
A weight on his shoulders.
Ormus is tending to print outside. Just staying nearby. So he'll be doing that for a while.
Let's see. And we were planning to do something else when we went to Coralia too, wasn't it? Because we were trying to decide which would be more important, and then they literally started invading as we left the tent. But I can't remember what that other thing was.
It was to look at it was to investigate the Tritons.
Yes.
That's right. Yep.
I'm
Oh,
Look
Rachel.
who's here!
Hello.
Ooh.
Hey, you're
Just so you
I
know,
was like,
Rachel, your
oh.
boss was late. So now you have a pirate peg. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Peg
What?
Leg, you can. You have
Ooh,
a
I see Zeke's
submarine.
spooky face.
Did I lose a limb? What?
You lost both your legs and both your arms.
Oh, and your pinkies.
No, I can't
You have peg
row.
pinkies.
We're gonna toss you in the water, and we're gonna call you Bob from now on.
yeah,
You have
so
become
like
the
kind of
true
missed the whole
parrot.
thing. I always feel bad. Sometimes I feel like things that I start like go through so much faster. I wasn't sure how long you guys would be on Coralia, but it was a lot. I guess it wasn't that much faster than I thought. I just didn't really. I wasn't sure if it would be like a long few sessions or just two, I guess.
Well, given that the Druid planet took what was it, 2-3 sessions, that we're keeping it about right to the
Yeah,
planet.
well, I mean, you guys.
The Dragonborn one though.
None of them have had. I mean, this one did have more of a society, but there's other. Yeah, the dragon. The Zenith took a while longer, and there's some of the planets are like way more populated. I mean, you guys only spent a session on that one sort of mage tech planet or whatever, but that one
Yeah,
is
we gotta go back and kill all those guys.
that one's way bigger and way more stuff is going on. Like there's literally another continent with another race of people or on it or something.
I
So
need to find out
That's
about
true.
that
And then
orphanage I
there's-
set on fire.
it wasn't an orphanage.
I know that was the joke.
That was the joke, was that they lined the outside of their city walls with just orphanages to like.
Oh my god, I forgot about you idiots.
That'll stop them.
Our enemies are very moral, so what we'll do.
Yes.
We'll strap a bunch
We
of
protect
Ah.
ourselves with unwed mothers and orphans.
Take our women and children first. Um,
We don't need them.
Now we have robots.
we have
yeah, and then there's
now.
planets like Osir too, where like we were there for like an hour. So like we definitely have places that we
Oster
can
was
still go and stuff.
Oster was a circle in Zenith. I don't know what you're.
Oh, obelisk.
Oh, obelisk. Yeah.
Turbulus.
That's when you were there for longer than now, or you just were basically like.
We were there for an hour. Then we were like, wait a minute, where's the rogue? And she was like, ah!
Yeah. So, anyways.
Well, I've said how Oramus is spending his downtime in the meanwhile. So, I'll probably end up role playing a bit with Royce at some point.
Oh yeah, because you guys got some things.
I mean, like, I don't want to end now. It does feel like kind of a good moment, but
It seems like a good moment.
yeah,
Almost.
like, I feel bad too because I think what's her name just got here. Although I don't know if she's even really here that much, but
We could play Among Us.
yeah, we can just do something else if you guys want to watch a movie or something. But
Well, if you guys do that, I do have like I'm only here for like another night and then I'm gone, so my family would definitely probably like to spend extra time
that's
with me.
fine.
if they
I
can.
don't know if I want
So.
to be on for something else afterwards. I always feel like super tired and drained after.
I know I have to sign off like a little past 8-ish because I have to get up early tomorrow to leave for my hunting trip.
Sad.
Fun. Well,
Same.
Okay, so
I'm not going anywhere.
Well, before we
man.
wrap it up, one thing the Belgrim is going to do is he's going to work again with the mages and stuff who have been studying, particularly the circle and all that good stuff. He wants to see if there's a way that thing could trace the path of the circle to where we are. He's not going to tell anybody about that either. That's just a thought that he had as we were riding the Shattering Bridge back to our home world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there doesn't have to be anything that comes of it, just something to keep in mind. That's something I will spend
I'll
time on.
say for like you don't have any evidence that it would, but I will keep it in mind. And if you ever have any specific questions or specific things you want to look up about it, I'll think about it though. Because for the first part, it seemed like you didn't like see something follow you back. You didn't like see like a symbiote on one of your guys' boots or something
Yeah.
like that. And you can investigate that kind of thing, and you don't see any like. So far, there's no physical evidence of it, but there's always a possibility that like the people who are mad, like there's something still left in them, and that could cause a problem. essentially.
Okay.
I've realized it's kind of funny because this whole world, like, technically there was stuff before, but a lot of stuff was like destroyed and everything's being rebuilt. So essentially the Coralites are kind of, I'm just thinking like in the future what it would be like, because I think they're essentially starting like the first mental institution, at least of this new world, which
Yeah.
probably wasn't even a thing before anyways, because madness would have been something that, unfortunately, people that have like mental illnesses and stuff like that in
Probably don't live.
yeah, they wouldn't exist, they wouldn't be alive very long, but also, they would be just homeless people and things like that, like just in the real world essentially, but in like a sort of harder fantasy world that it might not be even as good. So yeah,
Interesting to think.
like,
if we hadn't gone to Coralia, we would have done the Tritons and showed up to the circle and be like, all right, and
Where's the button?
it's not working, like
Yep.
it's not doing the thing. So I feel like Zeke was like, hey, you guys probably wanted to go to the Tritons first, but honestly I'm glad we went here first because we never would have gotten to experience it.
well,
True.
yeah, I mean, it would have depended. I mean, you guys don't even know, like, if the Tritons, like, you guys go down, the Tritons are like, hey, bro, we want to be your allies, then it could have
I mean,
been,
for all
like,
we know,
That's
if we
true.
went, if we went to Coralia after the Tritons, it probably would have been a worse manifestation going on.
Or no planet.
well, yeah, it could have been just destroyed before you guys even got there, but, I also don't like doing that unless I, like, really have, like, made it clear and stuff, just because it kind of sucks, because, like, oh, there's no planet anymore, and just, like, no knowledge of anything that happened there, and it'd be like, just a mystery for the rest of time. I'd have to have some kind of, like, one of them had like a seed in their brain for sure, and they like started like freaking out, and you had to like learn. I don't know. Just I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't unless again like I have like a timeline of things like these necessarily need to happen. Either this is gonna happen or this is gonna happen. Um, Either way, yeah. So I think that'll be good to sort of stop it
Okay.
around here, and we can still do it anyways. So people.
By the way,
Yeah.
Gallows. Greater Restoration's a 5th level spell.
Yeah, I have Lesser Restoration.
I also have lesser.
Yeah, definitely might want to take Greater Restoration.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
look
just
into
gonna say it. Like Greater Restoration technically can get rid of madness and stuff like that. So if you want to go about and do that, it is expensive technically.
It is. It's 100 gold point diamond or something.
Oh my goodness, guys! Do you want to know how much gold I have?
99.
She
It has to be
zero.
diamond. It has to be a diamond.
But
Okay, but I have 1,750 gold.
She's
What I was
broke.
what I was gonna say is, Gallus, you don't have to worry about stocking lesser resto because I have lesser resto stocked, and I have, I think, for second level I have 4 slots. So
Okay.
Also, the way that he's done it is if we have spell component cost and you don't have the components for money in terms of that,
Yeah, you could take the exhaustion.
I'll take a level of exhaustion, but in roleplay time and downtime stuff, that hardly matters.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just double checking with him because he said it was expensive, and I wasn't sure if that was just for revive spells in combat or not. Only.
No, it's
yeah, it kind of depends. With the exhaustion thing, it is definitely for stuff like revivify and stuff. Or
Because otherwise, this madness won't be a problem at all. We'll fix it in a
yeah,
month.
that's what I'm
Maybe.
thinking. And this is probably just something I'll just decide between sessions because I'm not gonna like come on the spot. But I'm thinking there'll just be like a slight something that'll be left behind, whether or not that's a madness thing or like maybe I'll just have it be I'll talk with you, Royce, about it if I have any specific ideas. But like, it could just be like a little like it could be like a little thing where you like can't stop yourself from like chuckling sometimes. And it's just like a little minor thing that you can kind of do as role play, but it's not like
a nervous tick almost.
yeah, and I'm fine with that because it's like a character interaction thing that I can do.
yes,
And
yeah.
Or a little modifier on the way I play the character.
Yeah, it would be like a little addition in that sense. So, and I think it might be the same with the others. The other Coralites or whatever, they'll have like they're all have like ticks or something. Like they're all like kind of a little bit off, but
Quirky.
functioning in society and things. And yeah, but it might be an interesting development for like the future of their race because they're probably going to have to intermingle with like some like, other halflings anyways. But
At least it's not hereditary.
yeah, well, that's what I'm meaning is it could be some kind of not hereditary madness, but like tics and nervous things.
It affect the cultural norms.
Totally off. Did you
A little bit, because that'll get passed down a
like
bit.
societal things that kind of? Did you guys ever read it further into the? I think it was Xenocide in the Enderverse series. Xenocide was the one, I think. It was the one where it has it splits between Ender and stuff, and on one planet and this other planet, which is basically it's like an Asian planet kind of. I think it was populated originally by people from China, like on Earth, and then the different planets, different people would go there and stuff, and that one just had a predominantly Chinese population. So the whole planet is like a bunch of Chinese people, kind of like mixed with a couple other races a little bit, but it's mostly all like almost homogenous now. And there's this really weird thing that essentially they're very, very, very intelligent, but they're like they all have OCD almost. Like and the people that they have like leaders, and their leaders are like the most intelligent people there are, but they also have like the most OCD. They interpret it as like a religious thing, and they think that the OCDs that they like put on themselves kind of are their God telling them to do things. Because whenever they finish the OCD task, they're able to like calm down and think, and they're really, really intelligent. And they kind of find out that it's a weird genetic like thing that was like put on them essentially. Like they took like intelligent people, but they gave them this like sort of a strain of like a version of like a genetic OCD thing. And so they would like it was a very interesting idea, but thinking about that and like thinking like how something like that could progress, into the future of like this type of race of halflings. Maybe they all have like little tick type things that just seems like a societal norm, but it's indicative of something else.
Yeah,
because they'll probably keep their own culture. They'll probably adopt, some down generations of atypical Daen halfling culture, and there'll be a little bit of a mix, regarding that. And those ticks might get lost in that a bit, but they might be more prevalent in those that have more pure Corallian blood, so to speak, because they've just been raised in by those people.
Yeah, I think
which those ticks are most prominent.
Diffuse a little bit, but I think essentially, like in sort of a far-ish future, it's gonna be like it's a new type of halfling that literally I'll probably make a
stat block for or whatever.
Stat thing for. So if you want halfling, you can be like, oh, I want to be a. I guess I'll have to decide because they were just called Coralite halflings or whatever, but now they're not really from Coralia any longer.
Well, yeah, but you can still call them Corallians.
Yeah, maybe. But it might be, I mean, again, it depends on how far in the future. Like, if it's a far future thing, they might...
Or halfling / Coralite,
Or just a coral halfling, actually. That would be kind of cool.
The coraling.
The coral halfling.
A coraling?
Yes, the coraling.
But,
alright. I'm gonna...
Oh.
Yeah.
You got it, man. I'll let you have the honors.
I'm gonna sign off.
Alright.
Take care.
Bye.
Will see you next week?
See you next week.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Nice.
Stuff.
Good fighting with you.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll probably turn the stream off now.
That was a weird little...
But yeah. Sorry.
Dang, well, I hope we didn't make that take, like, forever or something, Zeke. Like, I hope that didn't get, like, drawn out so much that it was unenjoyable for you or anything like that.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like you guys sometimes have like ideas that I was like, oh, I guess, yeah, you could just go into the water for 6 hours. But that was the same last time. I was like, I had to think of a way to get you guys to...
Because we weren't killing that thing. It made no sense for us to, like, throw ourselves into it.
Oh, no, yeah, no, well, I mean, it depends. I think there's a lot of different... Every time that we go through and stuff...
The one thing I think we could have done more of, specifically, which didn't get done, like, I obviously understand why, but was try to communicate with it. Like,
Yeah,
the
but
only person though who could really do that was Ishmael, though, and
he
he
can't
didn't really seem to want to.
speech, so
No, but that doesn't necessarily mean it can't understand him.
It would
especially
probably be
with
another
telepathy.
kind of like a
I mean,
role for, in case of it would be another intellect role that you'd have to save on.
Right, and I think the intelligence save is what made him not want to do it, and understandably so.
Yeah. No,
That's just the only thing that didn't really get like super explored. Also, it did like create like a tunnel for us, but then it immediately basically put like an ooze baby right in the way. So I mean, like that was the other thing where I was like, I mean, we didn't opt to take that route immediately. So what could have come of it? Who
there
knows?
was a lot of stuff in it that, I mean, I'll normally do that anyways, and I'll improvise, and I'll have like just things that I'm like, I don't have like a full backstory behind it, but like a thing. And then later on, I'm like, should I continue that? Like, it depends on if you guys focus or not. If you guys don't focus on it, then I'm usually like, whatever. But if like you guys focus on a random thing, I'm like, should I do more with that? Should it just be the thing I said, or should there be a little bit more to it? Because you guys are kind of getting into it. With this,
well, I'm glad we did leave, because I wouldn't have wanted to be deep within this thing when we time to go. Like,
yeah, well, and with this, it actually was a little bit easier because I felt a little bit less of a need, and it's not. This is just on me as a DM, but like less of a need to. I'm blanking. Essentially, since it's like this sort of horror, creepy, scary, unnerving,
Happy October.
I don't have to explain everything, you know. So
yeah, no, I get that.
and I wanted to explain stuff. I don't want to be like just mind-blowingly confusing and be like, what is going on? We don't know. Like, we don't even know where to go or do. But I wanted it to be like the bodies. There wasn't an explanation for that.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's ghost stuff.
Like all the blood, and then the area that there was just no blood and everybody disappeared. Like, it was like, I hope it's not making it less weird now. Like, it was supposed to be more in the moment. I just feel like afterwards.
I mean, I am the kind of player who likes to ask questions and like figure out why. For me, like, it's kind of more a thing I focus on, even though I'm not meant to. You know, like, and at a certain point when I realize there's nothing else I can learn, I leave. But it didn't bother me by any means. No, it didn't take anything away from me. It just they could be interpreted as red herrings, but like, there were some really glaringly obvious like things to focus on that I didn't focus on the weird, like there's the blood on the wall or anything like that.
Some of it was, I guess, as a very basic idea, was like kind of red herring, is more of just like thematic, and then sometimes something happen and you're like, is it a thing? Is it not a thing? And sometimes too it was like, again, even with this, it's like, if you guys are focusing on it, then I will think more about it. If you guys don't focus on it, is like, I don't care that much, because it's kind of stupid for me to like be thinking in two trains of thought just in case you guys go the other direction, you know? So
I feel that.
It's just, yeah, that was part of it too. Is like with the bodies, I was like, I had ideas, and then I was kind of like, I feel like this isn't something I need to go deep into. It's just more of a creepy thing. There's body. Now there's not a body. Now it's gone. Is it disappearing? Is it moving? There's no sign of it moving. Okay. It's kind of just like...
Well, I enjoyed it.
I mean, it's, it's like horror. It's like they don't explain everything all the time, which is usually annoying, but...
Well, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Definitely not the ending I expected for poor Coralia. Definitely didn't expect that. I assumed that there might be a lot of time we'd have before we would destroy it. But it's efficient.
Yeah, well, and I wasn't sure how soon I wanted to do it.
It is the perfect killing machine.
And as I don't know, as it was going through, even after the first session, I was just kind of realizing that I was like, I don't know how much I can go into what was going on. And with the immense power of certain things like that, where it's just kind of like, you
don't necessarily have to explain that either.
Yeah, it's just like, there was so much of it there, and it
does make me wonder though if the stuff in Coralia, which is obviously new, but it did come from the mines, almost makes me wonder if it was unrelated.
What was?
The creature that was, if the ooze, I guess we'll call it, the ooze thing in there was unrelated to the giant thing outside.
I think it is unrelated.
They could have been totally related.
Because it seemed like two absolutely different things were going on.
Well, we couldn't really.
Insect and the other
we couldn't really observe it. No, I'm referring to the big asteroid.
The
aboleth
that was under the sea. I think that, to me, it was more of it's a thematic thing, and it's possibly
something relevant.
Indicates that wherever that is, that portion of the universe or galaxy or wherever it's at, is either influenced, or it's where, like, aboleths began, or it's, like, touched by the far plane, or something like that. Like, a sort of a mysterious thing, but it's almost like now it's cut off, so it's something that if you guys put some effort into, it's possible that, like, you can try to, like, reconnect that, like, sort of general location with the teleportation circle or something, but if you don't focus on it, it might not ever really affect anything.
Or it's just coming for other planets in the same system. Like, again, I'll say it, obelisk seems like a tasty snack for this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's obviously some sort of, like, planet devourer thing, and it just absorbs, like, energy or something from it. I don't know, I don't have that much of lore behind it.
Maybe it's an elder god, and it just...
it's like... it's like an elder god /
I'm going to have to re-listen to the Call of Cthulhu.
What about it?
It's a good one.
I'm just going to have to re-listen to it.
Oh.
It's on YouTube. It's like 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's it? Really?
It's a short story. It's a novella, like most of them.
Whoa.
Spooky.
Creepy. But, yeah, anyways.
I think...
Keep reading this. Sorry, I'm going to sign off this really quick, guys. But yeah, anybody who's watching, I don't know how many people were watching, but...
we had someone come on. Who was that? Was that one of your other guys, Zeke?
No, I think that was just somebody who followed me, like, before, like, even before I was doing the D&D stuff on here. She was just... it was one of the times when I was just, like, chatting about something, and she was just, like, chatting or something. I don't remember. It was, like, 3 months ago. But yeah, that was cool and whatever, and...
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was good.
For anybody, again, who's watching, or who's just, like, watching this later, I guess. On Thursday, I'm planning on doing, so if you watch the Psionic one-shot I did, it sounds like everybody that played in that one's going to be able to make it back, so I'm going to do essentially a continuation of what was going on there.
So that's on Thursday?
Yeah, on Thursday. I think it's Thursday evening?
I
will probably, like, post or tweet or put it on my schedule or something on here, but... also in, like, Tuber Tugger's Discord or whatever. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this even a little bit. I'm hoping maybe I can get back and edit one of these someday when I have a bunch of time and I'm bored. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hope you'll... I mean, again, we might just keep doing this. It's like, it's not hard for us because we already play, so playing and just kind of streaming it and seeing if anybody's interested is kind of fun. And depending, I might so that one, the Psionic one shot takes place in Daen also. This is the same world. While they were in this session, they were all on a different planet, Coralia. The Daen is where they just ended up at the end of the session. So Daen's kind of like the main place I've DM'd with this group for a while. So being able to kind of do this little Psionic 1+ shot is kind of fun, kind of a way for me to explore having other players in the world, and at any point I can decide it's not canon if I want to. So, but yeah, hopefully I'm hoping that me doing that will get me a good view of how it works, and possibly being able to run a different campaign that's a little bit more full, but in the same world, in Daen, and it can kind of cross over with other characters and things like that, and just open up the world a bit more and not pigeonhole it to just these particular heroes of Daen, which you were watching today. Anyways, so yeah, again, Thursday evening, like about, I don't know, this, or no, maybe it was like, I don't even remember. like Thursday at like 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time ish, around then. We'll be doing it again. I got some interesting stuff, and maybe hopefully it'll kick off uh, more episodes in the future. The first one was just a one shot. This one might end on a little bit of a not a cliffhanger, but like a bit of an ending that can be a bit more open. And anyways, all that nonsense. Watch what's his name, Tuber Tugger too. He's the one that sort of got me into streaming D&D. He runs it today on Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. He runs a 3 hour session. I'm playing an abjuration wizard who's like a little young elf girl, but she's super badass, honestly. And it's pretty fun so far. We're like 16 episodes in. I think today was episode 16, so watch that a little bit, or just watch it next week, kind of get in. And the characters are all fun. We've got, some people who watch it, and we're just trying to build the community, kind of. It's just for fun, kind of get everybody that like D&D all together, involved and whatnot. So anyways, that's everything. Thanks everybody for playing, all you guys, and have a good night or morning or evening or whatever time you are
wherever the hell you are.
Wherever you are. Have fun.
Exactly.
Look for a million years down this long green, purple, orange, gray. Bye.